go, chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Day 169. Current ARR is at $141,000. Today's gonna be a good one, guys. We've got a DGX Spark that we're gonna be setting up here. If you guys look at this, we got an interesting setup today. All right, I'm gonna zoom out so you guys can see this computer. You guys can see this computer, this Windows computer. If you guys look here, you're gonna see a DGX Spark here. You're gonna see a DGX Spark there, and you're gonna see the Mac Minis right there. And I actually have some big updates today. If we look at the goals for today, look at this, guys. This is what we're gonna be doing. So we're gonna be doing a 4-hour stream today. We're gonna be setting up the 2 DGX Sparks. I haven't had time for it. I got them last week, but today we're gonna be actually setting this up. I have to get this one set up, and then we're gonna connect the two with this cable here. And I think we'll be able to run Jill on 5.1 locally, which is insane. We're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be setting up another Hermes agent on one of these Mac Minis, and I'll get into why in a second. And the biggest thing today, solving bugs. We're gonna do a giveaway, and as you guys know, every like equals +1 push-up. So I'm gonna pause the music just for a second because I want to talk to you guys just straight up. You know, I took the weekend off. I kind of just got out of town for a little bit because what's been going on at BridgeMind is absolutely insane. We're at 141,000 ARR. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Shout out to Oren Dev. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Twisted. Shout out to Hanik. What's up, guys? Eeper, what's up? How's it going, guys? So pretty much what's going on is we basically, the chart's gone parabolic. We have an influx of customers, of people using BridgeSpace, and with an influx of users, there's a variety of different things that you then deal with. And I'll kind of break that down a little bit with you guys. But let me pull up the Discord and I'll show you one of the things that comes when you do get an influx of users is when you get an influx of users, you get an influx of bug reports, okay? So that's one of the biggest things that we're gonna be working on today. And if you guys look at this, you guys can see that we have a decent amount of bug reports, okay? So this is very important. And a lot of these bug reports stem from the fact that I don't do enough testing on Windows and I don't do enough testing on Linux, okay? So what we're gonna be doing today is I have a Linux machine, I have a Windows machine, and I obviously have a Mac, and we're gonna be we're gonna be hammering out a lot of these bugs live on stream today. And we're also going to be making improvements based off of feature requests that people have been asking for. So today's gonna be a great day. I have a quick announcement. I did cancel my second Claude Max subscription. I still have it until the end of the month, but I canceled it because GPT 5.5 is actually really good. I'm gonna be showing you guys why. I didn't make a video on it. I'm probably going to tomorrow just because I wanted to actually make an intelligent video on it that comes from, you know, not just benchmarks, but from actual real world use case. Cliff, what's up? How's it going? But let's get the music on, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about, hey, what's going on? Let me pull up the Stripe dashboard real quick, and I'm going to show you guys basically how things are looking with the the revenue. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, it's like, hey, if you're consistent with something and you put the work in, hey, it's going to pay off. And I do feel like to some extent lately things have been paying off. Honestly, I was just getting a little bit emotional about it a little bit, honestly, just because it's like, hey, you put so much of your time and so much effort towards something, you give it everything that you have for so long, and to see it play out in your favor is just, it's a watershed moment, right? It's an incredible moment, and that's why I wrote Stay True up on the board today, because honestly, guys, it's like, hey, at the end of the day, money, success, all of this doesn't matter too much. Your relationships are what matters, and this is just something I always want to stay true to who I am, stay true to just why I'm doing this. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I love vibe coding. I love building things. I love creating things. It's not for money. And while the money is a scoreboard and something you can look to of like, okay, you're gaining success, the thing is, it's not the end goal. It's not the mission. It's the scoreboard. And I never want to be focused on the money aspect of it. I always want to stay true to who I am. And I just want you guys to know that. But with that being said, let's kind of dive in here. Let me pull up the chat. I am going to be live today. I'm on Twitch right now. I'm pulling up the Twitch chat. I'm pulling up the YouTube chat so that I can talk to you guys. And we're just going to be grinding today. We're gonna get this set up. We're going to be doing a couple things at once. Shout out to Crit Stifa. Thank you for supporting the Twitch. I appreciate you. Now let me pull up the YouTube. But yeah, I mean, it's like, it really is crazy. We got a couple models, right? We got GPT 5.5, which I'm using now, and I'm going to be using it just like I'm using Opus 4.7, because I think we're living in a day where, hey, you actually probably can't afford to not use both. And I'll get into that in a second. But one thing I do want to draw your attention to, look at this, guys. This is actually very shocking. Amira, what's your... Okay, so Amira actually asked a question that is spot on with what I was about to talk about. So check this out, guys. So what you're seeing here, this is the Design Arena leaderboard, okay? So how this leaderboard works, okay, is you pretty much have... It's a benchmark where people create design front ends and then they vote, okay? And look at how bad GPT 5.5 is at front ends still. You have Claude Opus 4.7, Claude Opus 4.6 up here, and then all the way over here, you have GPT. They were not able to improve this, which is actually fairly surprising, because one of the things that OpenAI said that they would improve with this model is they said, we're going to get it good at front end. It did not happen. They did not improve the front end. They improved it a little bit, but I mean, it's pretty much, I mean, you're still looking at a model that, yeah, this thing is not going to be good at front end. So just be aware that, yeah, this did not get improved. So, you know, I'm using GPT more so on the back end. It's been really good on the back end for me, and that's what I'm using it for in this stream. But first things first, what I want to do is I actually want to knock out some of these bug reports, okay? So the first thing that I want to dive into is, let's just pull up the Discord and let's go through some of these bug reports. So this one is already done. Okay, this one here, we're not going to focus on Vibe Academy right now. Okay, so this is the biggest issue, if I'm being completely honest. So if, okay, I'm going to say this again. Okay, hold on here. Is this advertised anywhere? Okay, so we have some people asking for some refunds. We have people, so basically, like I said, hey, whenever you have an influx of users, now you're gonna have to manage customer service more. And that's why we're gonna be setting up a Hermes agent today on one of these Mac Minis, is it's gonna be our customer service agent. And then, like I said, this is the DGX Spark right here that we're gonna be setting up today. I have it right here. We're gonna set this up today. Let's just, hold on, I'm going to stop the treadmill for a bit. I've got the blood flowing, I got the energy levels high, but we do need to focus in a little bit because I need to set this DGX Spark up and get that process rolling, because it does take a little bit of time. All right, let's move the desk down and let's get into it. Okay. Mike said, okay, 5.5 on Bird's Bench. Okay, so guys, I want to actually cover with you guys 5.5. You guys are going to get to see it here first. So I do have 5.5 in Bridge Bench, and the results are actually quite surprising, okay? And this is the biggest thing that I want you guys to know is, yeah, I didn't make a video on 5.5. Everybody, as soon as a new model releases, everybody is scrambling to like make content on it, and I actually just chose to kind of like take a back seat on this model release, because honestly, like 5.5, yes, it does have some improvements for sure, but it was not the giant leap that they were telling us that it would be. So if we look at Bridge Bench, this isn't public yet. I'm about to deploy this. But like, for example, there's certain areas where it now is better. Like one of those definitely is with speed. So 5.5, if you look at 5.5 speed, 5.5 has a very, very large speed up, okay? So if you look at Bridge Bench on the speed test here, on our speed test, it's running at 152 tokens per second, right? So that makes it now faster than Claude Opus 4.7. It makes it faster than Claude Sonnet 4.6. It makes it faster than Claude Opus 4.6, and it also makes it way faster than GPT 5.4, okay? Yeah, Image 2.0 is the insane part. Yeah, so like it definitely is an improvement. They made it a lot faster, which is good. We can look at some of the UI differences. Let me actually get this deployed, because this currently is not deployed, so let me push this code so that everybody can look at it here. The first thing I want to do is I do want to run npm run build on the project. So I'm just going to go over one of my Opus assistants here. I want you to run npm run build and fix any build errors. Yeah, so, I mean, this is what we're seeing is it's like, I think that there's benchmarks, right? There's benchmarks, and then there's like more obligatory use cases, right? And I think that what's interesting about Bridgebench is, like, in a lot of ways, it's been very interesting to have Bridgebench to see, like, hey, just because a model has scores 2% higher on Sweetbench Pro doesn't necessarily mean that it's a better model across the board as a whole. Right, and that's what we see in Bridgebench, and that's why Bridgebench is like really revealing. It's very interesting. But like, let's take a look at let's just look at this real quick. So let's look at the Claude Opus 4.7 lava lamp, okay, and then we'll look at the GPT 5.5 one. Okay, so let's produce the MP4 here. So this is what we're looking at, like with lava lamp, and like, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Here's the lava lamp, okay. When GPT 5.5 benchmarks, they're releasing right now. We're gonna get this deployed right now. So let's download this MP4, but then let's go back over to BridgeSpace. Okay, great work. I now need you to commit all local changes to dev and main branch. All right, so we're gonna deploy these. This is the GPT 5.5 benchmarks. I haven't made a video on it yet. I just didn't. This is my biggest thing. Like, I think that, like, hey, how did you create the test for Bridgebench? I created them. They're all vibe coding related tests and tasks. So, you know, I think that whenever a model releases, everybody is like rushing to get their opinion out. But I just feel like it does, especially with these model releases like Claude Opus 4.7 and GPT 5.5. I actually think they were a little bit overhyped. I think people were really anticipating these models. Obviously, vibe coding has gotten a lot bigger in the last 6 months. But when you do look at like some of the improvements, you look at some of the benchmarks, it's like, yeah, it's a subtle improvement, but it's not the giant leap like a lot of people thought. I will say that like some of the UI that GPT 5.5 is creating is like very improved, even though it's not like doing fantastic on the, what was it? It's the Design Arena benchmark. Wait, where did that just go? Hold on, it's this one right here. So check this out. Like GPT 5.5, it does do a better job at design for sure. Like it actually did a very good job on this. Is like the Neon Open Sign benchmark. The Lavalanche looked depressing. Yeah, a little bit. Does Bridgebench also show costs? Yes, if you click into it, you'll see costs. Christiva over on Twitch said, agreed on overhyped, although I think 5.5 is much better than 5.4, but much more expensive. Yeah, it's a lot more expensive. It's a lot more expensive, but I mean, I think that they overhyped it because everybody was saying it's going to be so good, like spud, like this is huge. And then at the end of the day, it just like ended up being like kind of a little bit of a small iteration, right? So I think that, hey, the reason that I took a step back is I just don't want to become one of those people that like is like part of the hype train. I want to be able to be the person that people can come to and be like, okay, like this is an authentic review from somebody that's actually vibe coding, not this is somebody that looked at benchmarks and is just pumping for hype and views and clicks. That's the person that I want to be. So I didn't put a video out on it. I'm going to wait to probably tomorrow morning before the stream. I'll put out a video about GPT 5.5. What are you vibe coding? So right now today, what we're going to be working on is we are going to be working on bridge space. We have a decent amount of bug reports that we're going to be working on. We're going to be working on some improvements to features. Like for example, this is going to be really interesting. So there is a ton of people that are really enjoying bridge here. Okay, people are really liking bridge. If you guys don't know what bridge is, I'll show you. So you can go over here. I think it's going to affect the music for a second. Just bear with me. So hey there, bridge. I want you to open more Codex agents. So what I want to do today is I want to improve this. Okay. The TTS, like I said, 6, right?
Two codexes up. What are we hitting them with?
Because it kind of like misinterpreted this, but this is a very, very new feature. Fire animation. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I thought so too. Mute the app said, yeah, we need a genuine review. Can't trust other hypers. Yeah, I mean, I'll take several days to kind of wait to put out a video on a model because, like, yeah, you can't look at the benchmarks and say, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Like, there can be areas, like, especially when you look at Bridgebench, like where, okay, the model is better in these areas, but then it's worse in these. You know, it's not just across the board a massive leap. There can be models like that, and there are models like that, but these models are this workaround here, like Claude Opus 4.7 and GPT 5.5, these were small iterations. These were not giant leaps. What's my daily Claude Code? I just have the subscription, so I did cancel my Claude Code Max, one of them. I had two. I canceled one because I'm gonna be using OpenAI more. But okay, let's dive into these bugs. The first one that we're gonna do is I do want to do a deep dive here. I need you to launch 3 deep dive agents to do a deep dive on Bridge Voice and review all of the functionality associated with Windows operating system, because people on Windows are struggling to use Bridge Voice. On some Windows machines, the push to talk just doesn't work. I need you to do a complete deep dive on this and figure out different ways that we can improve this to make sure that we fix any bugs with the push to talk and that mechanism, because we are getting a lot of bug reports on this. Do a deep dive and come back with a complete report. Okay. Oh shoot. Yeah. So Super Combo just dropped this. Oh yeah. So Super Combo just dropped this in. So Super Combo, that actually is what I'm using, just so you know. Yeah. So this is what I'm using. The Grok speech to text and text to speech. So this is actually what is being used for Bridge, right? So I do find that there are more errors with Grok here. Like Super Combo, I remember that one chart that you sent me with like the error rate. The 11 Labs error rate is like one of the lowest, and there's other issues where it's like way better in other areas. But okay, so this one's running right now. What is BridgeMind? I would go check it out at bridgemind.ai. Thank you, Sir Jeff. Appreciate it. Yeah, you got to test it in real world scenarios. Sam the 602 said, it seems like your ARR has doubled this past week. It hasn't doubled, but it has gone up by a lot, yes. I do want to go to a browser. Let's get everything set up locally. So I do have a preset that's just BridgeMind Dev. We're going to launch this. Okay, so we're going to launch this. I do need to open up a couple things real quick. And we're going to get this DGX Spark going here in a second, because it has a lot of things that's going to need to download. So we're going to be multitasking on a couple things, but I do want to get my agents kind of working for me and get a couple things on the move here. And then we'll kind of dive in. Okay. All right, Super Combo said that artificial analysis has not tested yet. Okay, good to know. Okay. So this is the first things first here. I'm going to enter this. I'm just going to get all my dev environments set up correctly. Did I deploy through Railway? No, I did not. Railway is good. A lot of people use Railway. I've used Railway before, but I'm an AWS guy. I just think AWS provides much more like production grade infrastructure, and it's also very good to use with like agents. So I'll use AWS for everything, and it costs $1,000 a month. And BridgeMind has like, I actually don't know the amount of total users that we have, but it's a lot. Okay. I think over 8,000, you know, maybe 10,000 now. We can check at some point on the stream. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, something happened here that we don't want. Okay, it looks like we have a bug here. Let's fix this. Hold on, is this just a... Let's see here. I'm gonna go over here. I want to cancel out one of these. It looks like we have a little bit of an issue here. We have a bug. It looks like, not with this one, but with this one we did have a bug. Like, can I run npm run dev here? Okay, I can. Okay. Do you guys see this bug that I'm getting? Okay, what is happening here? Okay, so for example, I'm now only using GPT 5.5 for bugs like this. I think that 5.5 is actually very good at this. We're gonna enter this. I need you to do a deep dive. What is causing this when I try to start the API? No, not 8K. No, not 8K. I said it's $1,000 a month. Yeah, so I'll give you guys a quick update on the revenue. I do this every stream, like several times a stream. Last week was one of the biggest weeks for BridgeMind, and we're gonna continue to move forward. What I want to do now is I want to like because we just had a significant increase in ARR and revenue, what we want to do now, I'll show this to you guys. So this is the Stripe dashboard. So as you guys can see here, so MRR is 11,856 is where we're currently at. So 11,856. Literally just a couple days ago, we were at 7,450. The gross volume over the last 4 weeks is $22,960. Okay. And then the MRR growth rate has gone up a lot. And then also active subscribers, like paying subscribers now, is up to 419, which is up 134% month over month. So that's looking very good. But like I said, hey, when you have an influx of users like this, we need to make sure that we solve some of these bugs. And that's why I literally have this set up today. I have my Windows machine. I have a Linux machine that we're gonna get set up today, the DGX Spark. And we're also gonna get GLM 5.1. We're gonna connect this DGX Spark and that DGX Spark. It's one of our goals for today. And we'll get this running. But just so everybody knows, like my goal, my ultimate goal is just complete transparency. There's a ton of people on the internet, a bunch of creators that are totally phony. They're all hype. They'll say that they made 300,000 ARR on an app. You'll never see the dashboard, and then they'll proceed to sell you courses. That is not me, okay? As you guys know, it's like I've been doing this for 169 days. Everything that I've done has been transparent, and I will continue to show you guys this every single stream, because what's ultimately the most important is it's not the money. It's being able to prove that this is possible and to inspire people and to show you that, yeah, if you show up every day and you give it your best, you can succeed, and you can do this too. Anybody can do this with vibe coding. So this is the Stripe dashboard. This is the current state of things, but okay. Yeah, 1.8, no, it's not 1.8K, it's only 1,000. It's literally only 1,000. Okay, so this is getting updated here. What's this one here? Okay. Okay, great work. I now need you to create a structured implementation plan with a task list. Okay. Yeah. How much does it cost to run the software per month? Only $1,000 in AWS cost. So one thing I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to get Bridge Voice downloaded on this Windows machine. So I got this Windows machine. This is actually a Windows machine that's just been sitting in my closet because this was my computer in college when I was at Purdue. I used this, and this is actually the computer that I learned to code on. So it's a little bit of a blast from the past. I started out on Windows, and then I switched to, oh my gosh. Okay, this is crazy, guys. Look at this. So I just opened up this computer for the first time. The last time I used this computer, look at this. Do you guys see this? This is the look at this. Last time I used this computer, BridgeMind had 1,586 subscribers. Isn't that cool? That's because it just opened up to this screen. That's so cool. So I haven't used this since 1,586 subscribers, which actually, in all truth, wasn't that long ago. Yeah, nostalgic. Yep. Okay. Okay, great work. I now need you to proceed with the updates. Okay, let's go over here. I do want to take a look at this bridge space page. We were working on this last time. So the workspace for vibe coding. This looks good. That looks good. So one very interesting thing is that you can actually use Codex now to generate images for you. It's very, very cool. So I'll show you guys another example of this. So this says bridge space 3. We're gonna do the same thing now. We're gonna use Codex again. I want you to do an in-depth review of the Bridge Space product page, and note that we want to update the Bridge Voice product page as well to be similarly structured and formatted like the Bridge Space page. Do an in-depth review and help me create images that are accurate representations to what Bridge Voice is, that are branded with the Bridge Voice and BridgeMind logo, that integrate these images that you create into the web page so that they are basically infographic images and marketing images. Create these images respectively and make sure that you use the BridgeMind logo in the images and that it actually uses the UI and is a reflection of what Bridge Voice is. And I need you to reformat the page of Bridge Voice to be more similar to the Bridge Space product page in the site. All right, so you guys kind of just heard my prompt there. I was using Bridge Voice to prompt it. All right, there it is. Let's go to BridgeMind UI. So you have to reference it. All right, so one thing that we're gonna do is let's just get everything downloaded on this Windows machine. And I wanna just kind of tinker around here because one thing that I'm seeing is it's like, yeah, with the different operating systems, if you don't, hold on here, oh. Okay. Okay, hold on here, chat. How do you manage your project context? That's a good question. So there's like a lot of different ways to do it, but honestly, like one of the biggest things that I do is I just know like when to reference what. So when I'm working with the AI, right, I'll reference different things as I'm working, and that typically will work for me. So for example, like even this, I, you know, why is this, hold on, why is this not, is there something cached here? Okay, hold on. I think I need to clear everything. Okay, so while these are working, the next thing that I do want to do, oh, you'd add the front end skill. Honestly, the GPT 5.5 is not good at front end still. Like they said that they were going to improve it. It's not good at front end still, but there are different things. Like for example, the GPT image 2 is so good that they really do have like, they did create something special with that for sure. Okay, let's pull up the Discord and let's grab some more bugs. This is one that I want to get to. I have a couple refunds I'm going to do today, but let's just do this one real quick. I want you to review this report. Is anywhere on the website, are we saying that there's a 3-day free trial? Review and answer yes or no. What's Bridge Voice? So that's a text-to-speech tool, or a speech-to-text tool. So this is Bridge Voice. I literally just talk to all my prompts. Okay, let's get started on the Spark here. So let me just kind of show you guys this. So this is the Spark. We're gonna be setting this up on the stream. While I'm vibe coding, I'm also gonna be setting this up. We're also gonna do a Hermes agent on one of these Mac instances. And the reason why is because now that we have this influx of users, we need an agent to help us manage customer service. And we're gonna try and get GLM 5.1 running locally today on a DGX Spark. We're gonna connect this DGX Spark and then the one that you guys see behind me, and we'll see how it goes. But I do need to set this one up. So I'll try and do my best. How do you acquire customers? You have to spend time marketing. Is the new AI agent called Hermes safe? Yeah, it's pretty safe. I mean, it's managing my email and stuff. I haven't had any issues with it. Okay, give me a second here, chat. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna have to enter like passwords and stuff. All right, 1 second, guys. Do you guys see what that Codex instance in the bottom right there is doing? All right, so check this out, chat. So literally this instance here is, it's this one down here. Let me draw your attention to this one down here. So this one down here, you guys see how it's creating an image? So this is new. This is actually really cool. So you guys will see it. It's going to update this page. You guys will see it drop in the new UI. And we'll kind of, this is a good test of GPT 5.5. All right. Definitely not a free, nothing associated with a 3-day free trial. Let's check this one here. What about this project? Is there any reference to a 3-day free trial? Also, okay, Sam the 602 over on Twitch said, I'm sure you get asked this often, but could you please elaborate a bit on how to remain productive with seemingly 10 terminals open at once? Do you think this approach is feasible in a very complex application like an inference CUDA compilers? So yeah, so I actually do, and this is now, so it's updating the DGX Spark, so this is perfect. We got the DGX Spark rolling. Sorry about that, I just had to kind of enter passwords and stuff and get that set up. But yeah, I mean, I think that, like, for example, I'll just, I'll just kind of give you a quick rundown. It's like you just give different tasks to each agent, and then you keep track of what each of those tasks is working on. And what I'm trying to do with Bridge Space is actually improve this even more. So Sam, like to answer your question, like this one over here, right? This one's working on this UI page, right? This one's going through Bridge Voice and trying to identify errors that are causing Windows to not work for Bridge Voice, right? Like push to talk and stuff, because that's one of our biggest problems right now. And then this one over here actually just solved a problem with Node. So we can go over here, right? And let's see if that one, look at this, it already worked. So what I do is like the reason I have the multi-agent workflow is because like you can pass these prompts off to these agents, right? And then they go and they work, and then you just pass different tasks off to each one, and they're able to do a bunch of tasks at once rather than just work with one agent. It's better to have a bunch of tasks going at the same time. Okay, so Loop said, can you test Windows if Bridge Space's Claude Code terminal supports pasting multiple clipboard images at once? Windows terminal doesn't allow this for some reason. Okay, yeah, so that's what I have this Windows machine for. So I'm gonna be using that a little bit. All agents work in different work trees. So that's actually a good question. So I actually don't have them work in different work trees. A lot of people do have them work in different work trees, and that's obviously like totally up to the person whether or not you want it to. And I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. We could potentially do that with BridgeMind, with Bridge Space, to have them like to make it easy to do that. All right, let's go over here and let's do. I do need to update a couple things. I need you to note that BridgeMind now has 68,000 subscribers on YouTube and 30,000 followers on X, and the Discord community has 9,300 members. Update the data accordingly. What is the IDE that I'm using? So the IDE that I use is actually the product that I'm building. So this is Bridge Space, what you're looking at. So you can see that I'm managing all of my agents in the same workspace here. I have an editor here. Speaking of which, let's just make sure that that one, if you guys remember that one issue that we had. Oh man, I guess we're still having this issue. Okay, do you guys see this problem? So this JSON file here, do you guys see this? It looks like our editor just is still not working. I'm gonna go over here and let's change the effort level of this one. We're gonna go max because this continues to be a problem. I need you to do an in-depth review of how this JSON file in the Bridge Space editor is styled. A lot of other files are styled like this as well. Would you do an in-depth review with 2 deep dive agents and figure out what is causing this and then fix it? So we're gonna get this fixed. We're gonna do an @Bridge Space Tari. And I'm also gonna put an ultra-think on this. So this is literally using max ultra-think, and that should do a good job. But yeah, this is an agent development environment, but technically like, so what's the difference between an agent development environment and an IDE, right? Like here's what's happening. Like if you're new to the space, what's happening is you no longer have to write code. And it's actually better for most people to not write code and just to use AI to code for you. This is the way that everything is headed. Very early on when I was 20 years old, I saw that this was the way that things were headed. I started learning how to program when I was a teenager. So like the first language I learned was Python. I was into like game development when I was like 17 years old. And then I went to Purdue University to study finance, right? Because I was always interested in entrepreneurship and business, and I was gonna just get a finance degree, and then I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So what happened was when I was in college, I got really into software development. I taught myself, I read all the textbooks that you guys see up there. I have hundreds of certifications on Codecademy, but at the same time that I was learning, it was about 6 months prior, ChatGPT then came out. So I was like very, kind of like a beginner level programmer, and ChatGPT started to come out and come onto the scene. And I saw, okay, like basically you can use AI to code for you now. And what I saw then was that the AI models are gonna get way better. And as they get better, AI is going to get adopted by more people. So the skill in the future is how well can you get AI to code for you, not how well can you code yourself. So I started to lean on AI about 6 months into it, but I had that baseline understanding as a developer, right? But that skill using AI, I worked with some teams. I had a startup that was heavily funded, and I wrote 2 million lines of code in 6 months to be able to build a platform. And that's like where I got the bulk of my experience, and like that's where you will get the bulk of your experience is just if you work on projects. Also, speaking of which, DGX Spark is about halfway through updating, so we'll get this set up, and then I don't know how to connect them. This is how you're supposed to connect them. So you see this. So basically there's this port on the back of a DGX Spark, and you can connect the two so that then you can run and load bigger models onto the GPU. So we'll see. It'll be very interesting to get this running today. The 12 agents look sick. How can one developer use this system effectively? So I'm going to be working on like some more tutorials and stuff this week of like how I do this, but I've been using this workflow now for a while. And this is definitely like one of the best workflows in my opinion to be using. One thing I want to do is people were asking, this was actually a feature request. People were asking, hey, can we text bridge here? So rather than just being able to talk, we also want it to be able to text. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use Codex for this, guys. I think that Codex, don't sleep on GPT 5.5. It has very good intelligence. Very, very good intelligence. That's for sure. Okay, Sam over on Twitch said, my issue is that I want to give it different tasks to each agent, but a lot of it is hard to parallelize in this code base. For example, you might have to touch 10 different things. Maybe that's an issue with the way in which it's been built. I appreciate the advice, though. I mean, no, I think that you can definitely do this. Hold on, let me give a prompt real quick. I want you to review Bridge Space Tari and review the Bridge agent that manages the workspace that I can talk to. People are requesting that I am able to also not just talk, but also type to it and chat with it. Would you help me integrate this functionality? So I can give it this, right? And Codex is a great job at this. Do a deep dive with 2 sub-agents and then create a structured plan for this. Yeah, Mike said this is a very important feature because there are people out there that can't talk or hear, so they need typing. 100%, Mike. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you set up the Sparks. I'm thinking of buying a pair too. Yeah, like what I would say is that a lot of people, they ask me about the Sparks. One Spark, like local models are getting better for sure. We are going to test the Quen 3.6.7b. Yeah, we'll test that today. We just want to make sure that we get all this set up. But local AI is definitely getting better. I will say though, you're never gonna have local AI that's better than like the frontier AI that's available. Abdu said, WTF, you grew a lot. I was here on day 13. Well, thank you for being here early on. Is 5.5 extra high worth it, or just high is perfect? The reason that I use high and not extra high is actually more prone to hallucination, if you guys didn't know that. Extra high is much more prone to hallucination, and it also just takes like ridiculously long to actually process things. So why would you do that, right? Like why would you want to go through that process? It's just too long. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna now take this one. So this person said, is there anything I can do when some swarm agents are stuck spawning for like 5 minutes? I launched 3 agents, 1 coordinator, and 2 builders. The 1 builder who didn't launch and is stuck. Okay, also, it looks like that Codex agent is now done. We're going to take a look at that in a second here of what it was able to create with the GPT image too. I'm pretty sure this person just made this up, but it doesn't matter. Make sure you clean this up. There should be no reference to a 3-day trial. Clean all this up. Okay. One question. I'm building projects and storing my passwords in .env, but then one time it leaks my passwords. How can I effectively hide my passwords so the agent won't have access to it? So what you can do for that is there's something called a Claude MD file, and it's Claude MD for... Here, I'll just show this to you. So let's like go to my editor, right? So let's just pull up a random project. So let's pull up the BridgeMind API, for example. And what you're going to see is I have a couple files. Here's 2, though. So you guys see this agents MD file, and then you can also see a Claude MD file. So let me just make sure there's nothing sensitive in this. Okay, so this is how you do this, okay? Look at this. So this is the MD file that you use, okay? And look at the first thing that I have in here. You must never, under any circumstances, read any .env environment variable files. That's literally the #1 rule that I have in my Claude MD file. So I just have that as my first rule, just like, hey, never look at that file. It's the same thing. So if you have Codex, it's in an agents MD file. And then if you have Claude, it's a Claude MD file. And then if it's Cursor, it's a Cursor rules file. But, you know, I would highly suggest doing that. Okay, Ksept said Opus 4.7 versus GPT 5.5. So Ksept, I'm gonna answer that question for you, but I'm gonna have a video on that coming out tomorrow. As you guys know, it's like I want to be like literally an anti-hyper. I think that like, for example, GPT 5.5 just dropped and I waited to make a video on it, and I'll tell you guys why I waited to make a video on it. I don't want to be like a slop tuber. I actually don't even really care about content creation. You know, I think that what I don't want to do is I don't want to release a video like 12 hours after GPT 5.5 comes out when I haven't used it enough to actually give you guys a good recommendation on it. So that's why I waited to put out a video on GPT 5.5 and Claude Opus 4.7, is because I wanted to wait till I had more time to actually use it in my workflow. So I will have a video out tomorrow, GPT 5.5 versus Claude Opus 4.7, and that's going to kind of summarize all of my thoughts that I have on this. Sam over on Twitch said, I just rented a GH200, find it much better, cheaper, shorter term as well. That's interesting. Okay, these are working. This one's working. So this has a couple of background terminals running. All right, let's do this real quick. So this one's just finished. So let's pull up BridgeMind Dev here, and we are going to, oh, wow. Okay, so chat, this is, wow. So this is what we just did. This is what Codex just did. So did you guys see this drop in here? So this is the update from GPT 5.5. And if you look at this, you'll see like, this is the image that it created. It kind of is blurry. These are all a little bit blurry. Why is that? The images that you created are a little bit blurry. Would you pinpoint exactly why they're blurry and then fix this? Somebody asked if I use any nootropics. No. So I don't use like any nootropics, any stimulants, or any drugs. You know, just so you guys know, like I went to college, right? And there's plenty of people that were around me doing drugs and whatnot. There's a reason that you don't do drugs. They're just not good for you. And I think that the best way to do something that's going to be scalable long-term is just to do it sober, and just do it without any enhancements. I do drink coffee just because I enjoy drinking coffee. But I don't take like any like stimulants or anything like that. People will say that, like people will be like, you know, I have high energy levels naturally, which is a good thing. But yeah, I don't recommend that you guys get on any of that stuff. Do you still use the OpenClaw agents, or did the hype die? So we're actually going to be setting up a Hermes agent today. So I have these 3 Mac Minis behind me. And like I mentioned, now that BridgeMind has such a big influx of users, the customer service, it's actually, I'll be honest with you guys, it's quite overwhelming. You know, I don't want to like, I'm not going to, you know, whine about it because it's actually like a good problem to have. But I have so much that's going on across like so many different categories that I need agents to work with me, like for customer service. So that's another thing that we're going to do. So we're going to set up this one actually running Hermes. I have my NVIDIA Spark running a Hermes agent, but these ones, we're actually going to set up one of these today. Once we're done with the DGX Spark here and we have this set up running GLM 5.1, then we'll hook up a Mac Mini and that'll be really good. But guys, also, coffee is a stimulant, I guess, but it's more of like a kind of like a natural stimulant. I don't know. It's not going to give you like big issues like something else would, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't know why these are blurry. I will say Codex did a pretty good job with the redesign of this. I would say a good job here. Okay, Christiva said coffee base 100%. Let's go. KSEP said, looking forward to it. New follower. Awesome, dude. How do you create screenshots of your product? Any specific tools to use? Yeah, so I do, wait, do you mean like screenshots or like product images? Because at this point, image 2 is so good. It's very, very good. MG, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, coffee is healthy. All right, let's bust out a 40 bomb. The only stimulant I need is a 40 bomb. Let's go. Also, guys, I know cord management. All right, I don't know what it is. OpenClaw, what is cord management? Cable management, what is cable management? I don't know what it is, okay? Don't hate on me for it, all right? I have a problem, okay? I was never taught cable management. I know, just let it be. All right, let's go chat. 40 bomb. Okay, so somebody asked, can you run Communicate 2.6 on your DGX Spark? So you cannot run Communicate 2.6, at least now. They're gonna create a quantized version, most likely, that you will be able to. Okay. Okay, Jason over on Twitch said, I was missing at school when they taught this. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I would use GPT Image 2 is very good at product images. These came out blurry. I'm not sure why. But here, let's go over to... Also, it looks like the Spark is done updating, so it's rebooting right now. And then we'll tackle that and see what we can do. But the DGX Spark, that's a process. It's actually like a... We did that last time, and it was like a 3-hour process. But it does look like it's rebooting right now, so... We'll be able to SSH into this and test it out here soon. Okay. Drew, what's up, man? What are we working on today? So we got some bug reports, but we're also working on connecting the second DGX Spark. It's actually rebooting right now. Look at that. So once we get this one set up, I'll then be able to hook it up via this cable. Okay, so this is a high-speed cable. You plug it into the back. And we're going to try and get GLM 5.1 running locally. And then we're also going to set up a Hermes agent because of the influx of users on BridgeMind and BridgeSpace. There's more customer service inquiries. There's more bug reports. And I'm in need of like immediate assistance from AI agents that are tasked with different things. So Vivian's been doing a really good job for me, but now I need like customer service agents because of the influx of users. But let's check out this feature that we were building. It was this one here. So let's go launch. Let's launch 4 agents here. What is causing this? You guys see this? I feel like Codex. I need you to do an in-depth review of, for some reason, when I launch BridgeSpace terminals, I'm getting this error. What is causing this? Did you ever finish benchmarking GPT 5.5? I did. So let me check real quick. I do believe that the benchmarks are in. And let me check. I do believe that they're in. Let's go to bridgebench.ai real quick and see if they are in. Actually, it doesn't look like they updated. Hold on. Yeah, it's not up yet. Hold on. Let me see why it failed in production. I did deploy it, but it looks like it didn't go through yet. What about ChatGPT new AI agents? Are they as good as they say? I haven't even tested them out yet. Does anybody know anything about that? All right, let me log in AWS real quick. Okay, let me see why this one failed. That's so annoying. Okay, I can see what happened. Okay, making my own benchmark for backend coding, specifically any tips? I mean, tips would be... I mean, tips like what? Just, I mean... What AI are you using to build it? I mean, we can build a backend benchmark for BridgeBench right now. Okay, let me go over here now. I've always been interested with the SSH, so I'm excited to see this happen. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, especially with NVIDIA Sync, it makes it very easy. So this is almost done loading. It is a bit of a process though. So we're kind of just doing this in the background while I work today because it's something I definitely need to get done. And then once we finish this one, then we'll cycle in the Mac Mini and we'll set up a Hermes agent for customer service for BridgeMind. Okay, perfect. The ones that only available in business plan don't know if it's just hype. Do I feel like the whiteboard helps you manage your time better? Yeah, I would say it does. Just like having like a list of things to be able to like write down and be like, okay, like this is what I want to do. You know, that's how. What was this one? What did this one say? Let's see this. All right, let's try refreshing this. Oh, there you go. Okay. So, yeah, that actually does look a lot better. So, if you guys look at this, so these are the images that, and this is something that I'm definitely going to cover on my video tomorrow, but you guys are seeing it here on stream. So, do you guys see how good the UI here is? This is just like a very good, I mean, what do you guys think of this, right? Like, it literally made like, and this is image 2, and I used Codex to prompt it. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is pretty impressive. Okay, it looks like the NVIDIA Spark is getting ready here behind us. Great work. I now need you to run npm run build and fix any build errors. Is 5,000 credits a lot in Bridgewine? Yeah, it's quite a bit. Okay, the GPT 5.5 benchmarks are deploying to Bridgebench right now. I will say this. With these two models, both Opus 4.7 and GPT 5.2, or 5.5, sorry, it's very interesting because there are some areas where it does better and then some areas where it does worse. And that's why I think Bridgebench is so interesting to see, is that, yeah, when they make these models, it's not like, you look at Sweetbench Pro, right, and you're like, oh my gosh, this model is way better, right? But the truth of it is that when they release these new models, in some areas they're going to be better, but then in some areas they're actually going to be worse. And I think that that's like what you don't get to see with a lot of like typical benchmarks. That's not image 2. OpenAI is improving on images. No, this is image 2. So that is your actual product screenshot. It's not. No, it's not. But like the icon is though. Okay, let's see if it fixed this. We'll see here in a second. Okay, let me download. Let me get this downloaded. Also, chat, if you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Bridgewine is the home of the vibe coding movement. I want to give a quick shout out to newly joined members of the Discord community. Let's go over here and I'm gonna give a quick shout out to everybody that's new. Shout out to Nis, shout out to Raouf, shout out to Hyperdot, shout out to Tony, shout out to Hig, shout out to Visa Broker, shout out to Creeper, shout out to you guys. Welcome to the community. You know, this just is inherently, this is the home of the vibe coding movement, and we built it over, you know, 6 months, 9 months, and it's just incredible. So thank you guys for being a part of the community. I love the community. I was hanging out in the co-working channel a bit with some pretty cool people this morning, so shout out to you guys. Pretty cool peeps. All right, let's go over here. See if this got fixed. You guys see this bug that's happening when the terminal's launched? That definitely needs to be fixed now. You guys see this? That's a big issue. You rocking with 5.5 or Opus for the most part today? I'm honestly using 5.5 a decent amount today. I think that it's just really good. It is really good. Okay, so it should stop launching built-in agents by bearer command name. I don't know, it doesn't look like it fixed it. All right. Also, if you guys are watching over on Twitch, shout out to you guys. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on Twitch. If you guys look at the goals behind me, so we crossed off the 10,000 MRR goal. We still have the 75K subs on YouTube goal. The 50,000 X followers, that one's going to be tough. But then 1,000 followers on Twitch, I think we can hit that one. The 50K followers on X, though, I'll have to get like a shout out for somebody big if I want to hit that. That's a pretty ambitious goal, to be honest with you. Okay, so I just put this error that I'm getting here into Codex, and it wasn't able to solve it. So let's drop it into Claude and see if Claude can get it. I need you to review this bug that I'm getting when I launch agents inside of the Bridge Space terminals and pinpoint exactly what is causing it and then fix it. What do I think about Mythos? Honestly, I think that with Mythos, we may never be able to actually use it. I think it'll be like very expensive. I think it'll be very slow. But ultimately, who knows? Who knows, right? Shout out to Sir Jeff. He just gifted 5 Birdmind memberships. Dude, this guy is shout out to Sir Jeff, because he's gifted a lot of memberships. That's just like really awesome. Thank you, Sir Jeff. Shout out to you. Thank you, man. Okay. So this one, we need to fix this bug. Let's version Bridge Voice. Okay, what is the current status of all these terminals? I'm going to give Wisio AI Studios, he's going to get mod. He's helping as a mod in the Discord as well. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Skadutch over on Twitch. What's up, man? How's it going? JSM said, I've been rocking pretty much only GPT 5.5 today, only a little bit of Opus. I used to be a GPT hater. I really was, but I'm happy with that. Yeah, I would say that, yeah, GPT 5.5 is, it's very, very reliable. I'm liking it. Okay, it looks like the NVIDIA, the Spark is ready. So give me 1 second. I'm going to log into it real quick. Okay, so check this out, guys. So yeah, so I literally am, and this is what's really cool. So today, what I'm going to be trying to do is, this is the Spark. You guys see this? Hold on, let me make sure that you guys can see this. So the Spark runs Linux. So this is the Spark here, our second Spark. We have one that we're gonna be connecting these two. So now that we have it actually set up, what I'm gonna be able to do. And I'm interested to actually just like launch, honestly, like, hold on, can I pull up Firefox here? Well, so for example, let's go to Bridgemind real quick on this. So what I'm interested in is I want to see, so download for Linux. This is like one of the biggest things that we're gonna be working on, guys, is like, hey, we gotta start testing bridge space on different OSs and solving bugs on the different OSs. So here, for example, is bridge space on Linux. And I'll test it here, but now that we have it set up, I think we're gonna have to SSH into it. Let me see this here. All right, let me ask Claude something real quick, because I forgot how we did this on the last one. Super Combo Gamer was helping me the last time we did this. Let me see. I'm just gonna use Sonnet. I am setting up my DGX Spark now. I did just go through the process of setting it up, and I'm now logged into it. How can I SSH into it now? All right, that's great. Hold on. All right, we need to SSH into it. Hold on, can I just use NVIDIA Sync? Let me see this. Hold on here, chat. NVIDIA. I think we may just be able to use NVIDIA Sync and add a new device. Okay, NVIDIA Sync, connect. No, I want to connect to it. So I'm going to add new. Okay, hold on. I can't show this for a second. Devices found. Wait, hold on. Is this the one that I'm thinking about? Okay. So yeah, so I just hooked this up here. It comes with this packet, and the packet has like some passwords and stuff on it. So I'm just gonna call this one Spark 2. I think it just is gonna add it. Wow. So it's literally added already. That's so easy, guys. The second Spark was a lot easier to set up, to be completely honest. And now I'm SSH into it. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna power this off now. Wait, what's the best thing to do here, guys? Should we just let's just bring that second one over here, is what we'll do. So this is what it looks like, just to show you guys. So you guys can see Spark. This is the second Spark. So we have the first Spark, and then we have the second Spark. So So I can just SSH into this like in Cursor, in the terminal, or in the DGX dashboard. Okay, so here's what we'll do, guys. So I'll just grab this second Spark, and we'll just mount them here. I'll plug this one in. Hold on. All right, let's learn how to do this. Does anybody in the chat? Does anybody know how to do this? Oh, let me pull up the chat. Sorry, I'm doing something else. So we have the two here. Let's learn how to do this. Yeah, so somebody said, I have a question, no disrespect. You say that Kimi K2.6 does not earn the stamp of approval, but GPT 5.5 is really good, yet Kimi scores better on Bridgebench, no disrespect. Yeah, so the issues that you're running into with Kimi is that the Chinese models are just not very reliable, right? So, hey, a model can do better on a benchmark, but like there's different instances of like reliability where, hey, for example, even Kimi K2.6 having, let's say, 262,000 context window, hey, that makes a difference, right? Versus the 1 million that GPT 5.5 has. That makes a difference. Okay, Super Compensate sent me the docs. Okay. All right, let me pull up the docs here. So we're going to connect these and try to get... Okay, let me pull this up. So shout out to Super Combo. Thank you. All right, let's pull this up here. Spark stacking. Okay. All right. I'm actually going to use ChatGPT for the first time in a while, guys. All right. Let's just drop this in. I need you to review this, and then you are going to help walk me through connecting my two DGX Sparks. Note that I have both of them. I'm SSH'd into both of them right now and have a connector cable. I have everything that I need. Now, please help me. Oh, okay. Wasn't clicked in. Okay. Shout out to Super Combo. Thank you. You should add a reliability benchmark. Yeah, that's a good idea. How often am I using the 1 million context window? Pretty often. Yeah, pretty often. Okay. Wait, what just happened? Why did this just shut off? Oh, is it because it was idle? Okay, plug in the... I need you to just give me a step-by-step list. Don't be so verbose. ChatGPT is way too verbose. Okay. All right, so there's a lot of things I won't be able to show during the setup of this just because it's sensitive, but we'll walk through this together. Okay, so let me SSH into both of these real quick. So I'm going to pull this one up. So this one's connected. I'm going to open this one up in Cursor. The other one is not even on yet. So let me plug this one in. All right, let me plug this one in. Also, let's connect the cable here. Okay. So I now have the cable connected. So you guys see this? This cable is connecting the two of them. So they're now connected. I need to plug this one in though. Okay. What happened? I guess this one I'm just SSH into it now. So this one will get started. All right, yeah, while we're waiting, let's bang out. Let's drop a 30 bomb real quick, chat. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I could probably cook an omelet on these for sure. Yeah, so I'm DGX Spark stacking right now, for anybody that's wondering. I did just connect them. This one live, hold on. Yeah, so they're both on. So let me now SSH into the other one. I believe that I can SSH into both of them. Why can I not? Oh, you can only use... Okay. I guess you can only SSH into one at a time using NVIDIA Sync? What the heck? Okay. That's kind of annoying. Makes it hard to have two. All right. How do I SSH into the Sparks? One of them I'm already using via NVIDIA Sync. How do I SSH into the other one though? Because I can only connect to one at a time via NVIDIA Sync. What are those two NVIDIA boxes? Yeah, so anybody that's wondering what these are, I'll just give you guys a quick rundown of what actually is this, right? So let me pull up a NVIDIA DGX. So this is NVIDIA DGX Spark. Let me pull up the official page. So this is what it is, okay? So an NVIDIA DGX Spark is an AI supercomputer that sits on your desk, okay? So where are the specs? I don't know what the specs are. DGX Spark. Hold on. Okay, so these are the specs, chat. So you have, you guys can see it here. So this is what it is for anybody that's into hardware. Okay. But hold on, let me just run normal shell here. Ooh. The problem is I don't know the Spark IP of the second one. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can SSH into the second one. Just give me a second here, guys. Okay, so now I think I can just switch to, yeah, I can actually do this. So I can just switch to Spark 1. So Spark 1, Spark 2. Let's connect to this one now. We'll see if it can connect. Okay, then this one's now connected. And then I can just launch again in cursor. Okay, so now I'm SSH into both. Okay, so I can't do that. Okay, so now I'm SSH into both. Okay, so I'll show you guys what this looks like. So, okay, I'm SSH here. So this is the top one, and then the one on the left is the one that we just set up. Okay, so this is it right here. Let's grab this. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, okay, I now have SSH'd into both of these machines and have them both in cursor. What do I do next? All right, so I'm gonna just do a screenshot here. And we're gonna see if we can get GLM 5.1 running locally, which GLM 5.1 is actually an incredible model. So, I mean, if we can get that working, that's insane. Okay, so I have to run a couple commands here. This is gonna be sensitive for a little bit, guys, so just bear with me here. I am taking chat here. I can see chat. Okay. Hold on. Okay, while this is sensitive, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it so you guys can see yourselves in chat here. Hold on. How do I pull this up? All right, here you guys go. We'll zoom in on this as well. Okay, so it's going to be sensitive for a minute while I get this set up, but I'll be seeing chat. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. I'll be reading chat as well. You might get it running, but it'll probably be slow. Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think it'll be slow. Kimi K2.6 or GLM 5.1? I would say Kimi K2.6, honestly. Okay. Okay, great work. What is the next step now? Tell me exactly what to do next. So somebody said, are you really making any progress? Yeah, so if you're new around here, I'll just show you guys. So somebody just asked me if I'm making progress. So let me show you guys the Stripe dashboard, because I think it does speak for itself. Okay, yeah, so here's the Stripe dashboard. So I would say that I'm making progress. So the gross volume in sales for the last 4 weeks is 23,000, and versus the prior, it's up 330% versus the prior month. So that's pretty good. And then here's the MRR. So current MRR last week it was at 7,449. Now it's at 11,896. So I would say it's pretty good. And then the active paying subscribers at 421. So I would say that we're making a lot of progress for sure. Okay. All right, so now I've got to do this real quick. This one I got to run a lot of commands here. Okay, this is looking good. I actually think that will, first of all, Super comments, I think Sam went crazy. What's this? What? Okay, apparently OpenAI is making its own phone to compete with the iPhone. I think they might be going crazy, yeah. Okay, what is this going on here? Okay. What do I have Mac Mini? Yeah, so I have Mac Minis, I have DGX Spark. So what we're trying to do right now, for anybody wondering in the chat, that's new, we're getting these 2 DGX Sparks connected is the main mission. We're going to try and get a super powerful model, GLM 5.1 running locally right now is what we're trying to do. And then we're going to get back to vibe coding right as soon as we get it set up. Okay. They're doing anything to get away from improving the UI, coding, Codex? Yeah, seriously. All right, we're actually really close, guys. All right, let's see if this works. Wow, I will say ChatGPT is like pretty good, guys. Like it's just knocking out everything that I'm doing with this. I mean, I just dropped in the task and now it's just doing it very well. GLM 5.1 or Kimi K2.6. I would say definitely Kimi K2.6 right now, to be honest. The front end design of it is actually really good, and it's I'm pretty sure it's more affordable, right? Okay, it's 2F. Okay, wait. Somebody said future request command. plus left, right arrow moves to the start end of the terminal line. Okay, I'm going to take this. Shout out to this guy right here, Hacky. So he just gave a feature request for bridge space. So let's actually get this knocked out right now. So I'm going to drop this in here. Review this feature request and create a structured plan to build it and then build it. All right, so I'm going to get his feature request. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right, let's go back over here. Claude for front end, GBD for back end, 100%, yeah. All right, so it looks like they are working now. I don't know if they're connected. Mac Mini on M4, yeah, it's an M4. What is the DGX on your table? Yeah, so we're connecting these DGX Sparks right now. We're connecting them, and we're going to try and get GLM 5.1 running locally. But it'll be interesting just to see, like, the speeds of it, because obviously, like, yeah, I mean, like, are we going to be able to get GLM 5.1 running locally, and if so, how fast is it going to be running, right? Like, that's what I'm most interested in, to be honest with you guys. Okay, so somebody said that he's new to vibe coding, man. I know how it works. Yeah, so, like, if you're new to vibe coding, you don't know what it is. Basically, like, you don't have to write code at all anymore. AI does all the coding for you. This is something that's exploded onto the scene. There were people that were, like, basically a very early group, let's say. And that was the people that was using ChatGPT to just copy and paste code. And then we got AI agents, and it pretty much enabled all the people that were using that workflow to basically, like, get to the next level of software development. Because no longer did you have to, like, copy and paste. Now you were pretty much totally free to just give commands to the agents to walk away. I mean, think about this. Literally, you had to copy and paste everything. So if you had a system that, let's say, like, you know, you had 10 files that were affected by something, right? I mean, literally, you would have to copy and paste all 10 of those files in, and then you would have to copy and paste them all back into, like, VS Code or something like that. It was insane. Where to get clients as a vibe coder? I think that marketing now is, like, the hard piece, right? So if you can figure out the marketing, I think you've figured out a lot. Like, marketing, it's the most critical piece now. But the thing is, it's like, hey, nothing comes easy, right? So you got to, like, stay in the arena for long enough. And that's what I talk about all the time, is it's like, hey, when I started this series, I pretty much just came into it with the idea that, like, hey, if you just show up and give it your best every single day, that you'll succeed. And I think that we've proven that, because, you know, we're at $141,000 in ARR, and we're going to keep on grinding. We're going to keep showing up, and we're going to see how long it takes to get to $1 million, which we will be able to do at this point. It really does look like it. It's gonna take a lot. I think there's a big difference between 141,000 and $1 million, obviously. But about SaaS in 2026, tell me more about marketing, how to even market. Okay, root is now using the right interface, but the source IP is wrong. It's using, okay, hold on here. On Spark. Okay, hold on here. Even max subscriptions aren't enough after 5.5 and 4.7 releases, yeah. Yeah, no, the thumbnail is not clickbait. I'm just working on something else right now. Just give me a minute, because right now we're setting up these two. So if you're wondering, this is my workflow. We actually have a couple agents working in the background. This one, yes, I want you to proceed. All right, I'll work in between this, because I know people like to see the vibe coding. Okay. Okay, is there anything else that needs to be fixed, or is this good to deploy? Yeah, okay, let's go back over here. So right now, if you're just joining us, we're working on getting these DGX Spark set up. So just bear with me here. Okay, Harrison said, have you looked up the tokens per second for local GLM? Looks like you're going to get single-digit speeds. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked it up. That's what we're going to test out today. I think it's going to be slow, though. But, I mean, we'll see. You don't know until you try, so. Maya over on Twitch asked, what is this app about? You can go check it out at bridgemind.ai, but basically it's a vibe coding ecosystem. Okay. Aleem said, hey, I love your journey. I remember seeing you start in the autumn. May I ask you a question? What am I doing wrong? I made a that bridges all of your AI tools on the web and coding agents, 20 users, 0 paid. First of all, I think that that's like honestly very common. So don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Here's the thing. Everybody has their own journey, right? And I can't necessarily I can't give you all the answers, right? Because the answers for everybody is different. Let's go WDN. Yeah, WDN, we got 2 of them. See what we got. But yeah, I mean, I think that you just need to keep showing up and keep trying to figure out what's going to work for you, right? Like, hey, in my journey, it took about 130 days to start really making money. And hey, I think that you just have to try new things. You have to try them out and see what works. You have to experiment with a lot of different things. And once you do experiment enough, you will get to the point where you do have a breakthrough. It just does take some time. But don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Just get X, start posting about what you're doing, start sharing what you're doing. Get yourself out there. And I think that, if you do that over a consistent period of time, you'll gain some traction. How did I come up with your idea? I just kind of stumbled upon it. I had always wanted to do build in public, and I just love building things. So, okay, it says. Yeah, I think an LLC is necessary. John Techie said, I'm inspiring him to start his own 0 to 1 million challenge. Cheers. Thank you, man. Good luck. Let's go. When you started, what was the biggest mistake that you made? Honestly, biggest mistake. I don't know. Biggest mistake. I'll have to think on that. Because I don't know. Mistake I feel like is I mean, you have to make mistakes to learn, right? So I couldn't, for example, I would just say the biggest mistake early on would just be to figure out the product market fit. So Hung said, why is bro streaming the chat though? Good morning, Good morning, Hung. So the reason I'm streaming chat right now, if you're just joining us, I'm stacking these 2 DGX Sparks, and right now I'm actually getting them connected. Okay, so we're really close to having them connected, but it's a bunch of IP addresses and stuff. So right now I'm literally working on this machine here. I'm working with ChatGPT. This one over here, I'm actually SSH'd into the DGX Sparks. So just give me a couple more minutes, and we'll be in, and then we'll be testing GLN 5.1 locally. What are your thoughts on starting as a service deliverable and then moving over to SaaS? I would not have good advice on you on that one because I haven't done the. I mean, I think that you'll probably make money faster with service because there's a lot of people that do need service. Okay, it looks like we do have this working. Hold on here. It looks like we got it, chat. See super combo. Biggest mistake is over engineering stuff, hands down. Yeah, I mean, I would say hey, your product doesn't need a lot of features. Okay, over here, so Meek said opinions about local LLMs. I got a 50/90. Would you recommend using a local LLM or just pay $200 a month for Claude Max? I mean, I would definitely suggest just paying the $200 a month. you know, you're not gonna have better results with local models. I think you have local models for different reasons. I think that local models are getting better. The reason that I'm using them is not to like do a lot of the building for me, but more so like I would say like for benchmarking them and being up to date with how they're doing, because probably like you know, you are going to have local models in the future that do get really good. So I want to be knowledgeable in this. I want to be ahead of the curve there. But I would just suggest just getting like a max Claude subscription. You're not going to be coding with like, you're not going to be coding with local LLMs better than you would with Claude, you know, Opus 4.7. All right. Let's see here. Okay, looks like we got it. Yeah, so this guy said there's no such thing as mistakes, only learning and iteration. That's the way I look at it is too. I have not heard of the grill me skill. Can bridge space replace emergent? I have never even heard of emergent. I don't know what that is. All right, looks like we got it working, chat. Let's see, let's just confirm. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right, so we literally have them connected, chat. We do have them connected. Grill me is one of my daily drivers, WDN said. Okay, interesting. Yeah, 141K MRR or ARR. Yeah, look at this. Let's do a quick refresh. So anybody that's interested, here's the Stripe dashboard. So we're 11,911 MRR. It's still going up. Shout out to you guys. Thank you. All right. I almost have these set up. They are talking in both directions now. It's like super, super sensitive. There's literally, it's showing my SSH keys right now. So cannot stream this. Sorry, guys. How long did it take you to make the 141K? 169 days of streaming. The streaming is definitely the most challenging thing that I do. I just love vibe coding. Like I think that's why like a big reason too that things have worked out well for just like this community is that, hey, I literally do not want to be a content creator. I have no interest in it. I don't like it. I don't like making YouTube videos. But the thing is that's like something that I've, you know, done to be able to, you know, get to where we are today. And, you know, it's a necessary evil to do marketing. Like, hey, if you add value, you get in front of your target market, then that's kind of how you do it, right? Is like, hey, you guys can see how I did it. I'll just share with you how I did it, right? It's like, hey, I added value in the vibe coding space, and I have products that help people vibe code, right? So, and I use the products, they're so good. So it's like, those are like they work hand in hand, right? And it works out well. That's just what has worked for me. Okay, it looks like we have this one. Okay, is this working? I don't know. Honest opinion on course sellers and coaches. Well, the only thing I don't like is when people like lie about like being successful and then they proceed to sell a course because, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be selling a course anytime soon because I'm making so much money from subscriptions. I'm not gonna waste my money trying to sell a course, right? But what people will do is they'll lie about making money on a course or making money, you know, on an app or something, and then that's what I think is a little bit messed up. Okay. Which project is giving you the most output? Definitely BridgeMind, just the BridgeMind suite of vibe coding tools for sure. Okay, okay, we're almost done, chat. We're almost done. Oh yeah, this is working. Yep. Nice. I wonder what happens as soon as I disconnect them. Sir Jeff said, you love the content, don't lie to us. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I love coding. I love vibe coding. That's the number one thing for me, and it always will be. I love building. I love vibe coding. Okay. All right, we got the second one connecting now. This is actually sick. How long do you think it's going to take for you to reach 1 million? I think that this year, by the end of the year, I think we'll be there. Okay. What are we doing today? So what we're doing right now is we're connecting these two DGX Sparks, is what we're doing right now. So that's why I'm not like vibe coding actively at the moment, but we're going to get this running and we're going to be cooking up. 1 million this year? Yeah, I think 1 million this year. Eper says, you think I'll meet 1 million in July? I mean, that actually is possible. For sure. Definitely possible. Alright, let's just make sure everything's good. Okay, so we are done and they are connected. How much is the DGX? They're both they're 5,000 a piece. Okay, they are connected. Okay, great work. So now can I load and run larger models between them? Are they sharing memory and RAM? Thank you, Costa. Front-end coder said, do you live a life or are you just vibe coding 24/7? How much sleep do you have per day? Yeah, I definitely live a life. I think that it's very important. Like, hey, at the end of the day, relationships are what matter. You have to be comfortable. Like, hey, if Bridgemind went away tomorrow, I'd be okay with it. This is what I do for work. I have a life outside of work. I have relationships outside of work. And, you know, I know that we all work, we grind. But at the end of the day, if success means nothing if you don't have any relationships. So, okay. Okay, so help me, give me a complete understanding of what we just did. Don't expose any sensitive information, but just share what we did and what we can now do. Are we trying Kimmy K 2.6? We're not trying Kimmy K 2.6. We're going to try to get GLM 5.1. But guys, does anybody know this? Okay, so tell me the next steps for being able to run a larger model across both. What would we have to do? Okay, so it's saying that there's like an extra layer that we have to do. So somebody said, tuning in, where the jump from 80K to 140K happened. Yeah, so I'll show you guys the Stripe dashboard. So this is what the MRR looks like, right? So this is the jump. It was last week. So we went from 7,500 to 11,900 today. I need your help in getting this working. Okay, chat, I'm gonna, so we now do have them connected, but it looks like we have to do something called, do you guys know what NCCL is? Do you guys know what that is? Anybody in the chat know what that is? NCCL? Okay, let's hold on. Let's take a break for just a minute, and let's do some vibe coding for a bit. Hold on here. Let me pull up chat. All right, so I do have them connected now, but it looks like there's going to be an extra layer. It's called something NCCL. Do you guys know what that is? NCCL. So NCCL, yeah. So NVIDIA Collective Communications Library. Okay, first of all, let's test this real quick. We did try and fix a couple bugs here. Let's go over here. Let's cancel out of this. NVIDIA Collective Communications Library. Yeah, that's what that is. How realistic is it to build a SaaS as a solo front-end developer nowadays? I feel useless. Nah, dude, you're not useless. It's actually the exact opposite. You can actually now do more than ever before. So there's people that, like, they get discouraged by AI and they feel like, oh, like, I'm just going to get replaced or whatever. But it's literally, like, the exact opposite is happening. Like, you're now actually, like, way more capable than ever before, right? So you have the option to have that negative mindset, but you could also look at it of, like, hey, if I get really good at using AI, I'm going to be one of the best developers in the world. Right? And I think that that's the approach that you should take, is that you should say, okay, like, this is actually, like, the great, yeah, it's a shared memory layer. So we connected them. So guys, this is what happens. So we have them connected, right? So we have these connected now. They're hot. But we actually need to get them, the memory connected too. How many hours do you spend vibe coding and who introduced you to it? So I literally just started vibe coding like myself. Nobody really introduced me because it wasn't called vibe coding. I started vibe coding over 3 years ago. I need you to do an in-depth review of what I'm seeing in the terminals here. Why is each terminal outputting this error? Why is this happening? Okay, so let's open this up real quick, chat. Crazy Gamer, what's up, man? How's it going? So let's do this. I'm going to drop this in here, and let's go here. Yeah. So yeah, Cursor was the first agent that I used, yeah. Yeah, Cursor was the first agent that I used. Okay, so while I'm vibe coding, I'm now going to kind of be working on this as a secondary. So we're doing this. This is definitely a big mission of today. It's actually the #1 goal up on the board today. So let's definitely, keep an eye on that. Okay, note that we are just picking up exactly where we left off. I have them both opened up in Cursor, and I just need you to give me the commands properly. Okay. Yeah, a lot of questions today. 2 said only limited by your ideas, 100%. Yeah. All right. So one thing we got to do, chat, is this awake, or because I'm SSH into it? Like, how does this work here? Okay. Okay, chat. So one thing I definitely want to do is let's download BridgeSpace and BridgeVoice on the Linux machine. I think I already downloaded this, right? I've never used Linux before, so I don't even know how to open, like, my files. I'm not even kidding. How sad is that? Okay, here's BridgeSpace. How do I open this up? I literally have no idea how to use this. Total Linux noob, chat. Yeah, I've been, well, technically I didn't quit my job. I've been all in on startups for years now. So I haven't had a job in a couple years. Okay, let's see if this is now set up. So if we open up this here, we should be able to type to Jarvis now. It doesn't look like we can. I need you to review this agent and note that I want to be able to also type to it. Make sure that you add an input where I can just type to it instead of talking to it. Is the Linux package a DEB or RPM? It's an app image. It's an app image, Mike. I literally have no idea how to use Linux, so you guys can see it behind me. We need to get that working for sure. Okay, let's get an update out here. Would you launch 3 sub-agents and do a deep dive on all the changes that we've made to try and fix bugs that were in Windows and report back to me with just a singular sentence of what was done and what your thoughts are on it? Yeah, Danny, yeah, we're gonna get that working, so you guys are gonna be able to talk to Bridge. But another thing too is WSL I don't think works. So like PowerShell works. Oh, then you need the app image loader. Click write and read. Okay, wait, Mike, how do I do that? I literally don't even know how to do that. Golden Brady said, just got an email from GitHub that GitHub Copilot is switching to usage-based billing. Do you think there's a wave coming where subsidized usage as part of a plan will start to be phased out? That's what a lot of people say. A lot of people that say that at some point the subsidies are going to stop. That's what they say. Okay, would you fix this for me? Who won GPT 5.5 versus Opus 4.7 agent? I'm gonna have a video on that out literally tomorrow, guys. As you guys know, I just didn't release a video. I was like, probably just not gonna release a video on that. I just don't want to hype it. Okay, I want to be able to actually provide like good information for you guys when I did release a video. Okay, fixed, Claude, updated. Okay. Let's go over here. Okay, so here's the input here. Hello there. Okay.
Hey, what's up?
That's actually really good. I want you to open 4 Codex agents. Okay, this is really good. Whoever recommended this. All right, hold on here. Let's let this do its thing. It's updating. Okay, there we go. Hello there.
Hey, what's up?
I need you to open 4 Codex agents.
1 sec. 4 codexes up.
All right, let's improve the styling here. Great work. Great. I now want you to use the front-end design plugin and help me significantly improve the styling of Bridge. This is one of the coolest features inside of Bridge Space, and I now want you to significantly improve the styling using the front-end design skill. As I don't have a Spark, I can only quest normal Linux. You can try this. Yeah, I literally don't know how to use Linux. I'm a Mac guy. Thank you, front-end coder. I appreciate that. I think it's cool, too. How do you actually set up Bridgemind LLMs to work in the workspaces? I see the terminals, but they aren't connected to anything. So yeah, they are. So you can use the Bridgemind MCP, which is, if you actually go over here, there's a drop down and there's this Kanban board. This is not the workflow that I use, but it is a workflow that a lot of people do use inside of BridgeSpace. So you guys can literally see that there's this Kanban board, which actually, let's send out a couple tasks on this as well. I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents and do a thorough review of all the logic associated with the Kanban board. Would you rebrand this to be called Bridge Board? Okay, would you polish up anything that's missing and fix any issues that you see? Can you get Claude loaded on the Sparks? Definitely not. Not Claude. Not Claude. I am working on getting the Sparks up and running, though. So I have them connected now. Hackademic said, do you do consulting? I don't do consulting. No. So just a quick update on the Sparks. So they are connected. Okay, chat? These are connected. And what we need to do now is we now need to set up something called, like, what was it? NCCL. We need to install this, okay? So I'm going to do that. Okay, give me a second here, chat. These are all working. I'm installing things so that we can actually get them, so they're connected, but they actually need to be able to like share memory and stuff. So I've got a bunch of stuff installing now. How does it feel to win? Here's the thing, okay? I'm gonna say something to you guys real quick. I wrote something up on the board. Stay true, okay? At the end of the day, money doesn't mean anything. And like, it's definitely, there's been like a little bit of like, I've been a little bit, just like seeing everything happen, and it's definitely very like, it's like, oh wow, you know, things are really playing out well for Bridgemind. But at the end of the day, it's not about how successful you are. It's not about how much money you have in your wallet. It's about actually being able to enjoy the life that you've been given. And work is a part of that, but it's not all of it. So make sure that you give your loved ones an extra hug today and some extra love, because it's just not worth it. It's just, hey, relationships are more important than success. So yes, it feels great to win. And I'm very happy about how things are going. But at the end of the day, like if I only had Bridgemind, I had nothing else, my life would be miserable, if that makes sense, right? So it's relationships, it's people that matter, not things, not success. If you guys have ever read a book, it's called Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. I read this book growing up, and it basically talks about, you know, it basically talks about like ego. And just like ego in your aspirations, ego in success, and then ego in failure. And just the fact that like, hey, ego is like just a massive thing that you need to keep an eye out on. And I think that humility is a very important thing. And at the end of the day, like, I would never want anything to come in between, you know, who I am and what I set out to do, which is not, it's not about the money, it's about the mission, which is being able to prove what's possible and to help pioneer the AI revolution. Let's go. Okay. All right, let's bust out some push-ups, by the way, guys. One thing that is important is we got to keep, we got to stay healthy. So let's bust out. I'm going to hit a 40 bomb. Let's go. All right, let's go, chat. Okay, this looks good. How does this chat feature look now? Wow, so this is what Claude Opus just created. That's pretty sick. I don't like the input though. Would you improve the styling of the input? I don't like the styling of it. Retry. Yeah, it's been 169 days, yeah. Okay. All right, I'm now setting up the connection between these sparks. Nice. I will say ChatGPT with 5.5 is like nailing this really, really well. MPI. I need you to do an in-depth review of the logic associated with the tasks. And note that we want to make sure that we are able to upload and add attachments to tasks, almost exactly like a Trello board or a Kanban board. Review this and make sure that all the functionality works with it. All right, I think that we got that working, but we have 4 agents working for us now. All right, let's see here. Have I checked out Clicky yet? I haven't checked out what's Clicky. What's Clicky? Yeah, so Hung said it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, so a couple people are asking about the revenue, so I'll explain that real quick. So basically how you make money with vibe coding, or at least one of the ways that you can make money with vibe coding, is through subscriptions. So for example, today so far, we've made $587 so far today on stream. Yesterday I made $449. I have a payout for $3,000 expected tomorrow. But let me show this to you guys. So let's go over to Bridgemind main here. And yeah, so far in the last 4 weeks, I've now made $23,318. MRR is at $11,881. Active subscribers 421. So it's looking good. We have a lot of work to do, but those are all the ARR that you see in the title of the streams all comes from Stripe subscriptions, nowhere else. All right, I now do think that we have 5.5 in Bridgebench, so let's pull this up real quick. Yeah, so 5.5 is now in Bridgebench chat. So the overall results for Bridgebench, this actually is very interesting. So 5.5 took a step back. If you guys look at the results here, so 5.5 ranked 8th on the overall leaderboard, where 5.4 ranked 6th. So it's very interesting to see. You know, this is just for vibe coding tasks, but how it ranks these is, let's say it does like really well in a couple categories. Like in security, it did really well. Let's see how it did in hallucination. Hallucination, it improved. So improved from 16 to 13. But I think that in reasoning, 5.5 actually fell back in reasoning. Yeah, look at this. So it regressed. It went to 39.7, 5.4 to 5.5. BS, it also regressed a little bit. 88% pushback versus 91.5% pushback. But look at the regression on Claude Opus 4.7 on this test, 75.5. Refactoring, Claude Opus 4.7 owns that benchmark. GPT 5.5, 65.9. So this test, like, how well is it able to refactor code without breaking functionality? This is at Bridgebench. So results are now live at Bridgebench. Let's just make a post real quick about this. Let's choose Claude Opus 4.7 and compare it with GPT 5.5. So this is the... Oh yeah, this one didn't even work. Hold on, let's get one that at least works. Hold on, let's do 5.4 and 5.5. Yeah, so I mean, that's a pretty big difference here that you guys can see. So this was the neon open sign that 5.4 created, and then on the right is the one that 5.5 created, and that's a pretty substantial difference there, right? It's like, that's pretty good. 54. All right, guys, it does look like we do have these Sparks connected now. I've been doing it in the background a little bit while I've been working. All right, these are done. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah, my goodness, this needs to be fixed. I need you to try that again. Please completely restructure it. It should be a super modern input component just centered at the bottom of the container. Use the front-end design plugin and update the styling of that. All right, so now I'm doing NCCL validation. Let's see here. Oh, a fatal error. Am I using GLM models on the Spark now? Not yet. I'm still polishing it up. I'm almost done. I've almost got it connected. How did you jump to 140K ARR so fast? It was from the launch of Bridge Space 3. If I had $100, I would buy Codex for sure. You're going to get a lot more usage out of it. Okay. Okay, proceed. Yes, proceed. I need you to do a deep dive with 5 deep dive subagents and identify dead code that is in the project but not being used at all. I want you to do an in-depth review and prone for security vulnerabilities in the application. Launch 5 deep dive agents to assist you. Codex GPT 5.5 is very good in security, so that's one thing to note as well. Okay. Okay, that's a lot better, but still. I can remove this bottom thing. This can be removed here at the bottom. Would you remove this? Also note that I don't want the background of the input section to be different from the other parts of it. How did you build the self-belief that you have today? I know I have potential, but I struggle believing that it can be possible for me. Here's the thing, is that like I do truly believe, like, just so you know, I am totally with you. Like, I think that like if you look at somebody, a lot of the times it's not about like how smart that person is. It's really all about like how much staying power that person has, right? So if you are somebody that just does believe in yourself and has a lot of staying power or is positive, you're gonna recreate a lot of the just the environment and the mental environment that you need to be successful. So I don't look at it like, oh, I just say, okay, it's basically success is like a formula. If you show up and you give everything you have, you will be successful. You don't know how much time that's going to take. Like it could take a lot longer than you think, but at the end of the day, if you just show up and you give it your absolute best, you will like you don't know where that road is going to lead you, but it's going to lead you somewhere good, right? So it's better to just look at that and say, hey, as long as I just show up and give it my best and do it on a like continuously, I will like make progress in life and I'll get somewhere in life. Like, hey, nobody told me 3.5 years ago that, you know, hey, I was going to run BridgeMind and I'd build BridgeMind up. I didn't know that, right? I didn't know that's where that road was leading when I started vibe coding, or that I was going to do other startups. And you know, I didn't know that was where that road was going to lead. When I started, I was setting goals to work for 3 hours a day. I was like, I want to work 3 hours today, right? And then it just leads you somewhere. Chris Luttrell, what's up? He said, good afternoon, just joining in. FYI, the link on the last post in the Discord points to Friday's video, not today's. Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know. Let me see here. Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. I think it's a little bit too late to change now, but thank you, Chris. What's your review on Google Stitch? I haven't tried it out yet. Also, it does look, is the stream lagging? Or is that just, I guess that's just me. I don't know. Let me know if the stream's lagging. All right, this one's almost done. Oh, I see what's happening. I'm downloading this, so it's just We'll see. All right, this is done. Let's see what UI I was able to cook up. So let's open up this. Let's just launch this workspace. Let's go over here. Let's go here. Hello there, Bridge.
Hey, what's up?
Can I remove this like inner container? That looks bad. Would you remove this white border inside of the input? Just make it a little bit more of a modern input container. Okay, great work. I now need you to launch 2 deep dive agents to polish up any of the code and make it faster and polish up any errors. Okay. Okay, so will this now work all the time on Windows? Okay, I now need you to proceed with next steps. I need you to do a, hold on, let's move out of this one. This is definitely exit. So I want to look at this one, and I do want to look into, I want you to do a deep dive on a bridge inside of Bridge Space Tari and review how we could make sure that we can now add context to Bridge. For example, being able to drag and drop files that we can then submit to the terminals, or drag and drop images into Bridge that it would then be able to prompt the agents with, so that it would have context. How can we make this possible? Review and update accordingly. So we're gonna make it so you can literally drag like files and stuff into Bridge. Eventually, I think the way that we're gonna take that is it'll be able to basically manage all of your agents in the same workspace, and it's gonna have full context of every agent. So we're gonna continue to improve this. With the launch of Bridge Space 3, that was just the initial launch, right? It was just the initial version. Am I using Opus 4.7 or GPT 5.5 to code his project? I'm actually using both. So you can see I have 5 agents running here, 4 agents running here. Let's see what this one was able to do. This is literally still there. Okay, would you launch 3 Codex agents? I do like
One
that.
sec.
Yeah, okay.
3 codexes up.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm using GPT and Claude Opus 4.7, but chat, let's do 30. Let's drop a 30 bomb, chat. Let's not. We got 4 agents, 5 agents, 6 agents working for us. Let's drop a 40 bomb. Let's go. Okay. How do I handle hallucinations? They're just gonna happen. Like, to some extent, you're gonna have to know that they are gonna happen. I want you to launch another 2 deep dive agents and see if you can find any bugs or errors that may cause it not to work. Let's try that again. I'm still getting this weird white ring. Fix this. For coding only Codex and Claude now? Yeah. Codex and Claude are going to be the go-tos for sure. I need you to launch 2 more Claude Code terminals.
2 more Claudes up.
Great work. Would you now prompt both of them to launch a swarm of subagents that will do a deep dive in Bridge Space Tari and identify all errors or bugs in the code? Prompt them to create a structured plan of their findings.
Sent to both new Claudes.
I need you to create 3 more Codex agents in this terminal workspace.
Done. 3 codexes up.
Great work. I now want you to prompt one of these to launch 5 subagents to do a complete deep dive on bridge space Tari and specifically the functionality of WSL terminals on Windows. Right now, for some reason, it's not working. Would you have it do a complete deep dive and diagnose what the issue is and find the bug associated with the WSL terminals in the Windows environment?
One sec. Send to the active codex.
Great work. Now, would you have the other 2 Codex agents do a complete deep dive on bridge voice and identify any bugs or errors inside of the project? Have each of them launch 3 subagents and then create a structured plan on their findings for improvements. All right, chat, I need to go grab some water real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some water. If you guys haven't already liked, subscribed, and joined the Discord community, make sure you do so.
Send
also,
to the other 2 codexes.
Before I leave, so this is what I'm working on right now. So this is Bridge Space. This is my vibe coding workflow. And if you guys are interested in becoming a part of the Bridgemind ecosystem and using these products, I'll give you a quick rundown of what I'm building and how it all works. So hold on here. Let me pull this up. So what Bridgemind is Bridgemind is a vibe coding ecosystem, okay? So with Bridgemind, it's an ecosystem of vibe coding tools, okay? So in this ecosystem, the main flagship product of this ecosystem is Bridge Space, and that's what I've been using this entire stream. It's actually been what I've been using for the past, what is it now, like 3 or 4 months to vibe code. So literally right now, I've got 12 agents running for me. I have an agent that's literally managing all of my agents for me, prompting them. It's very intuitive, and it's only going to get better. But I do need more users. Right now, ARR is at 141,000. It's actually over that, but we need more people using Bridge Space, finding bugs, offering feature requests, and I want to get to 1 million. So if you guys see this and you'd be interested in becoming a Bridge Space or Bridgemind customer or user, I'm going to give you guys, there's going to be a quick fire sale. I do this maybe like once a stream. But look at this. So Bridge Voice, this is the other product that you're going to get access to. So Bridge Voice is a voice to text tool. This is what I use. This is how I prompt with my voice. So I've spoken over 164,000 words to it, 173 words per minute. This is my text tool. So if you guys want access to this, I am going to give you guys a coupon code to use. I'm going to create one right now. And while my agents work for me, I'm going to use the restroom and grab a bottle of water before we grind. I've almost got the DGX Sparks connected. I literally have like 1 step left, but I need some water. So this is just going to be day 169, and this is going to be 60% off. And this is going to be for Ultra, Basic, or Pro. Okay, so you guys can go check this out. This is going to be 60% off forever. We're going to do 169, and we're going to limit this to only 10 times. Actually, only 9 times, because that's 60% off is a lot. So I'm going to do 9 times. We'll do create coupon. So 9 people are going to be able to redeem this coupon. It's literally just day 169 is the code here. So I'll drop this in the chat. You guys can use it. Here's the code, day 169. But I'm going to grab some water real quick. I got my agents working in the background here, and I'll be right back. Did I vibe code Bridge Space? Yeah, so I built Bridge Space using Bridge Space, so it's pretty cool. I would go check it out, bridgemind.ai. I'll be right back, chat. Well, we're going to get these DGX Spark set up right when I get back. We're at the last step, so I'll be back. All right, I'm back, chat. Let's go. All right, how are we doing here? What's up? All right, let's do it. I grabbed water. Let's see. Let's check the Stripe dashboard real quick. Let's see if people use the coupon code. So last time we checked, we were at what, like 500 revenue today? So now we're at 623. Okay. All right, let's get it, guys. Okay. What AI model am I using? So I'm using Claude Opus 4.7. I'm using GPT 5.5. What am I building? So you're literally looking at it right now. So this is Bridge Space. This is an agentic development environment. Okay. So I think that this is done. Let me see. I think that we're going to be able to load GLM 5.1 right now. So if you guys don't know, this is like one of the main goals of today is we're setting up these two. They're now connected via this high-speed cable. And we're on the last step to be able to make it so that they can actually share memory. So this is going to be very, very interesting to set up. All right, let's see here. I think we're on the last step here. Also, guys, we're at 499 likes. We got 752 people watching. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Trying to get to 75,000 subscribers by the end of May. I think we'll hit it. All right, is the guy above saying the truth? Are you trying to keep the hype going by using projection numbers, 22K revenue? So one thing I want to say is like, there's a lot of people that are like, let's say like haters or whatever, right? And they'll like spread false things. That's why I just am as transparent as possible about everything. Because people like, they want to say like, oh, this person's, you know, XYZ, right? They want to like, I don't even know what. They just want to say things that are like completely false. So let me show you the Stripe dashboard, because at the end of the day, the Stripe dashboard is what tells the truth. So this is my Stripe dashboard. Over the last 4 weeks, so this is, as you guys can see here, this is the last 4 weeks. In the last 4 weeks, BridgeMind has made 23,354 in gross volume. So this is from subscriptions, okay? So that is the money that BridgeMind has made over the last 4 weeks from subscriptions, okay? Now, the MRR is at 11,927. So that means that every month, that's what I'm making per month based off of subscriptions. So what's the difference between these two numbers? Well, some people will buy like annual subscriptions, right? So let's say they buy a 1-year pro plan, right? So they'll spend $400 up front and they'll buy the pro plan. So that'll be $400 towards gross volume. But that pro plan will only allocate to like, let's say $30, $40 MRR, right? So you're getting $400 here plus $40 in the MRR. So the active subscribers is 425. So at the end of the day, the Stripe dashboard speaks for itself. I'm literally one of the most transparent people when it comes to this, because at the end of the day, I'm on a mission, and you know, I want to be as transparent as possible, because there's a lot of people out there that are just completely liars. They're making things up and then they sell you their course. That is not BridgeMind. BridgeMind is the home of the vibe coding movement. And if this is false, right? If the mission isn't true, then the entire community isn't true, right? And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to prove that this is possible. And that's why I show all these numbers every single stream, every single day, because this is the truth. So you guys can look at it, screenshot it if you want. But I'm as transparent as possible with this. And if anybody has any questions, please let me know. Okay, let's go back over here. So these are all now working. All right. All right, so I'm at the last step here on getting the Sparks hooked up. Alex said, keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I think that false is a pretty good counter argument to that, Brent. All All right, Fatal said bridge voice bug posted in the core. Thank you, man. Let's check that out. So he just said that he posted a bug. Let's go check it out. All right, let's go over here. All right, so bridge voice support. Okay, so yeah, this is a big issue. Also, there is, okay, gotcha. Okay, I fixed this guy's already. Okay, key binding issue. I think we fixed this. I'm gonna take you guys downstairs and we're gonna test this on my Windows computer. Let's go over here. We do need to deploy this. I think it was this one. Okay, I need you to fix these two right now. I need you to make sure that Ultra subscribers are also able to use... Oh, no, I already fixed that. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, yes, I want you to proceed. All right, let's drop a 30 bomb, chat. Let's drop a 30 bomb. Let's go. All right, let's go. Okay, so this looks good. So let's, I think we have one more step here. Success looks like this. Oh no. So what this is you guys are looking at my app. This is my app. This is Bridge Space that you're looking at. Yes, I want you to launch the 4 reruns. Okay, I want you to proceed. Okay, I want you to proceed now. Okay, proceed now. Get this all the way to the end. Okay, I want you to proceed now. Okay, I want you to proceed. Okay, I now want you to create a structured plan before proceeding. What model am I using for the voice AI in Bridge Space? Is it one model for voice and logic? Yeah, so I'm using the new Grok system. Yeah, the new Grok system. It's pretty fire. Okay, it looks like this does work, chat. I do have these connected. How do you manage to not have bugs? You're always gonna have bugs. You're always gonna have bugs. So today, another goal that we have on the stream is we're gonna set up a Hermes agent, right? And the Hermes agent is gonna be able to help us with some of these bugs. Okay, great work. I now need you to proceed. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So a lot of people are like, oh, vibe coding is like so buggy, like, or vibe coding is unsecure, vibe coding is this, vibe coding is that. Like, that's just software development. All right, I've almost got these completely connected. I think we're good. All right, wait, what did Beat My Stack say? He said, how do you stay so chill when people start chatting nonsense? I'm used to it. I'm definitely used to it. I mean, it's, you know. But I don't mind, like, I literally don't, I don't mind people that have different opinions. I don't mind people that may hate. I believe in what I'm doing, and people can have different opinions, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm here to, like, if you guys are watching, if you're in the chat right now, and you're, like, seething because you hate vibe coding, or you hate me, you know, I just want you to know that, like, I totally accept you, and, you know, even if you have a different opinion, I honestly would love to hear it, because at the end of the day, like, hey, we're all in this together trying to figure out, you know, how to move forward in life. So that's what the Bridge Bank community is all about. Let's go. What is your marketing strategy? So my marketing strategy, like, is definitely evolved, but, like, hey, you need to be on social media. You need to have a presence. You need to be posting. You can get so far with organic marketing. Oh my gosh. Wow. GPT 5.5 does terrible in Ella Marina chat. Look at this. Okay, this is actually crazy. So this came out about an hour ago, guys. Look at this. That's insane. But the thing is that Ella Marina is what? Wow. Whoa. Why is Muse Spark so high now? Oh, that's chat. That's chat. Oh, wow. Even non-chat. Whoa. But this is mainly UI, though. That's the thing about Ella Marina, is that Ella Marina is mainly, like, people use... they're building UI to do it. So this is literally for web dev, right? So web dev overall. So this is UI. So this is basically just a UI leaderboard is the problem. So this is not overall... But that is crazy, though. So you guys see this? So GPT 5.5, it's barely above Opus 4.5. That's insane. Okay, EAX over on Twitch said, nice name choice on the voice AI. Bridge makes it authentic and better than Jarvis, I think. Yeah, I agree. Wow, so that's crazy. So it was just added here, and it's still way behind. Yeah, I mean, let's make a post about Bridge Bench real quick, too. So this is, like, for the people that are asking about marketing, this is something that I do for marketing as well, is, like, you enter a niche and you add value to that niche, and you're going to do a pretty good job. Just, like, let's say that you're creating a product associated with marketing. You want to get into a niche where you can add value in teaching people how to market, and then you weave your product into that, right? So GPT 5.5... is now live in Bridgebench. You guys can go check it out at Bridgebench AI, bridgebench.ai. Yeah, so I'll show you guys this. So I'm going to make a post real quick. So these are the overall rankings. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. I think that GPT 5.5 and GPT 5.4 were actually, like, pretty big misses. Because look at this. Opus 4.7 doesn't beat Opus 4.6. 5.4 doesn't beat 5.5. Or 5.5 doesn't beat 5.4. I mean, that's insane that you have models that are literally being built out and beat... Luca, let's go, dude. He said he just signed up for Bridgeline with the day 169 code. Let's go, man. give us 3 steps to good marketing with 0 following. I'll give you 1. Consistency. That's literally all that matters. It's literally all just consistency, guys. Did you ever rerun the Opus 4.6 test? It became worse. Yeah, so we did retest it again, and yeah, it did become worse, yeah. Scam Altman and Greg Stockman stole a charity, full stop. That's insane. Alright. That's actually pretty surprising, to be honest with you guys. It is a lot faster, though. It's better in speed, better in security. You guys can look at it at Bridgebench. All right, hold up here. GLM good? Yeah, I think GLM's pretty good, but no, you can't really compare it to some of these other frontier models, to be honest. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to... Okay. All right, so I'm gonna make this post. All right, go check this out, chat. So these are the results. If you guys have X, go follow me on X. I just dropped in the link for this post. Go check it out. So yeah, so GPT 5.5, it did just debut on Bridgebench, and it does rank below GPT 5.4, okay? So what I like about Bridgebench is just because you have a model that ranks higher in certain categories, right? Like on the typical benchmarks like ArcAGI or SweetBench Pro, it doesn't mean that that model is just like better at everything, right? And I think that that's what Bridgebench proves. So for example, if you look at GPT 5.4 and GPT 5.5, I'll cover this in my video tomorrow as well. But like debugging, for example, with debugging with GPT 5.5, debugging, it did really bad on debugging. GPT 5.5 did. And it also did really bad on refactoring. So this is something that we saw the other day where, hey, we were trying to refactor some code, and GPT 5.5, this refactoring benchmark, actually tests how well is it able to refactor code without breaking the underlying functionality. It actually did really bad on that benchmark. On the hallucination benchmark, it does better. The reasoning benchmark, it actually does worse. The reasoning benchmark is one of the hardest benchmarks in Bridgebench. So to see that one, that's an interesting one because, yeah, the reasoning of GPT 5.5, it's actually worse on reasoning. The speed increase is very significant, though. It's at 152 tokens per second versus 88 tokens per second, which is very impressive. But yeah, I mean, overall, very interesting to see that. Let's now upload. I'm going to do another upload here. On, let's start putting some stuff out here. I was on high. Low versus extra high are basically different models, 100%, yeah. Okay, so this is still working here. All of our agents are still working. Let me do a quick check on where we're at with the DGX Spark. I've been kind of like working in between, doing all this stuff at once. Also, let's do a quick revenue check. All right, so we're currently at... Are we past? Wow, so we just surpassed 12,000 MRR, guys. Let's go. We just passed 12,000 MRR. That's awesome. Mute the app. Let's go. Can you put Quen 3.6 max preview through Bridgebench right now? It's on OpenRouter already. Is it? Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. So this, whoa. Man, they are crushing it with Quen. So this is now, I guess it's Quen, wait, 3.6 max. Wow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's get this in Bridgebench. Can you market successfully without YouTube? I think that's like a weird, like, I think that YouTube is definitely like very, very strong. I would say that, like, yeah, YouTube is probably one of the best, if I'm being honest. But I think that that's like kind of a bad question to ask, right? It's like, could you multiply 2,756,241 times 3,476,224 without a calculator, right? It's like, well, I have a calculator, right? So I would suggest, I would highly recommend marketing on YouTube if you're trying to like think about it from that perspective. But yeah, so we got a couple different models here that we're definitely gonna want to put to the test here. Hold on, I actually want to launch a preset. All right, let's just launch this preset. This model just dropped in OpenRouter, and we now want to benchmark it through all of the Bridgebench tasks. I need you to run this model through Bridgebench. All right, so we're going to run this through Bridgebench. I need you to launch sub-agents for each task. Okay. All right, this looks good. Does GPT 5.5 get the Bridgevine approval? I am going to be releasing a video tomorrow on this. But the thing is, it's like there's so many things to take into account. I am using it more for sure. But yeah, I mean, they didn't fix the UI issue, which is a big problem. They didn't fix that UI issue. But there's all sorts of things that you could say, right? Like, hey, for example, they're better in hallucinations. It's better in security. It's better in cost. But the thing is that Opus is just like so far ahead in benchmarks and whatnot. It's pretty crazy, actually. But you can see currently I have 5 Codex agents open. Okay, proceed. Okay, proceed. Sure. Okay, I now want you to proceed. Okay, I now want you to proceed and make sure that I can drag and drop things into Bridge. Okay, I think that this is now done. It looks like we have an error over here. Oh. I need you to fix this. I need you to fix this bug, figure out what's causing it, and fix. Okay. Let's see what's left on this DGX Spark connection. I'm running NCCL tests. All right. Okay, check this out, guys. So, oh, wow. All right, so look at this. We're finally done here. So if you guys look at this, so NCCL is working across both Sparks. So I've been working on this kind of like just like in the background while we've been vibe coding. But these Sparks here are now connected. So we had to connect them, and then we also had to set up what's called NCCL so that they could actually share memory. It wasn't too hard. I just kind of used ChatGPT to help me along the way. But what's the next step? So it said next step is to set up Ray plus VLLM. Okay, let's do this. All right, so I'm going to continue to work on that. It looks like we have a couple more steps, but we're almost there. Why did I delete Opus 4.7? 5.5 win. How's Grok coding? So I didn't delete Opus 4.7. I'm actually still using it right here. I have 6 agents open here. What project is this for again? Quen 3.6, 27B, please. Well, give me a minute. Give me a minute, because I need to get this. We'll start benchmarking as soon as we have it loaded. Speaking of which, what time is it? How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for only 2 hours. So we have plenty left in the stream, chat. No, we already did that. All right, let's go over here. I need you to create a new blog about GPT 5.5 and its performance inside of Bridgebench and review everything, all the results, and create a structured blog around GPT 5.5. Note that GPT 5.5 actually performs worse than GPT 5.4, and that should be the title of the article in the blog. Create a structured blog, cite the data, link to the different pages, and create a structured blog post about GPT 5.5. The writing style should be very clear and informative and have actual data and tables. Does benchmarking models cost a lot? Yeah, it actually costs a decent amount, but it's just something that I do, basically. The longer the streams, the better we love the vibe coding. 100%, yeah. Have you seen the benchmark from OpenAI and X? Like their official benchmarks? Okay, is there anything left to do? What am I building right now? You guys are literally looking at it right now. This is Bridge Space. It's an ADE. Okay, Bat said, it looks awesome, but how do you make money from BridgeMine or selling the work that the agent has done? I'm so curious. Yeah, so I sell subscriptions. So I built products that basically help you vibe code, and I use the products every single day. And, you know, basically I sell subscriptions to those products. All right, I almost have this. I do have it set up. We should have this ready here in a minute. I now need to just set up VLLM on both. I do not use the K-band method. No, I think it's kind of overkill. A lot of people do use it, though. Okay, let's check this out real quick. npm run tari dev local. I do want to move the desk up. Let's get walking for a little bit, chat. Let's drop a 30 bomb and get walking. Gotta get the energy back. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's go. All right, so I think that this one now, if we open up Jarvis, or sorry, Bridge, let's see here. So you now can upload attachments to this. Okay, that also the input looks a lot better. Hey there, Bridge. I want you to open up 4 Codex agents in this workspace.
Four codexes up.
Perfect. All right, now let's see if it can actually look at an image. Like it process it. Okay, drag and drop. Tell me, what does this image look like to you? Okay. Oh, yeah, hold on here. We got a 400 error. Let's see what caused the 400 error. What caused this 400 error? I uploaded an image and was trying to pass an image into Bridge and then talk to it. Okay, somebody said, can I share the music playlist? Absolutely, man. Let me just find it real quick. It's like hidden on my computer every time. All right, let me pull up Christifa over on Twitch said Xcode, it's inevitable. How insane is that XAI cursor deal, though? Yeah, I mean, it's insane, yeah. The XAI cursor deal, I mean, it's SpaceX. That is insane. Mute the app, thank you. Thank you, mute the app. Okay. Let's go over here. I think that this is already running. Also, why is this still doing that? Bridge X soon. Yeah, let's go. Dree over on Jeffrey over on Twitch said Composer 3 about to be insane. XAI infra cursor data. Yeah, 100%. All right, let's see if this works. Hey there, Bridge. I think it was just because I uploaded an image.
Hey, what's up?
Describe the image to me. Okay, so yeah, so it's a 404. Okay, this one's working. We'll let it do its thing. Okay, Sound of Gaming said, learn the fundamentals of coding, then vibe code, it'll help. 100%, totally agree with that. Oatman over on Twitch said, new to vibe coding, coding in general, any tips? Yeah, I would tell you that, like, yeah, kind of like the Sound of Gaming's point, you know, learn the basics and then dive into projects, like start learning, you know, put your, like, test your skills, like put yourself out there. Don't you get the 5-hour cap for prompts, or is that just on different sub for your plan? Yeah, so I'm on the max subs for everything, so I pretty much have unlimited AI, so it's definitely nice. Okay, I'm gonna make a post real quick. Let's discard this one. All right, so we are running these benchmarks right now. All right, go check this out, chat. If you guys are on X, would appreciate the support. Just drop this. Yeah, the ARR is increasing really fast. But guys, one thing I will say though is, like, with ARR, okay, I just want to, everybody understands, okay? Like, you will have ups, you will have downs. The ARR, you guys will see this fluctuate. We're gonna just continue to show up every day and give it our absolute best. We don't know what's gonna happen, but what I do know is going to happen with 100% certainty is that I'm gonna continue to show up every day and give it my absolute best, okay? And you guys should too. That's what the Bridgebind community does. And it's gotten us this far, so we'll just continue to move forward. But yeah, so Qwen 3.6 Max preview did drop. We do have it running through Bridgebench right now, so results are about to come out. I'm going to make a couple posts here on Bridgebench just so that people can start to see some of the results from GPT 5.5. So as you guys know, you know, this did release on Bridgebench just a little bit ago, and it does rank below GPT 5.4, okay? It's pretty surprising because, hey, what happens is, like, hey, they release these benchmarks, right? And they say, oh, the model is so good in these areas, and that's true. But there's also areas where, hey, it's not always better across the entire board, right? So hold on. So this is the lava lamp test. What, guys, this is the UI difference. I mean, here's the thing. Claude Opus 4.7 is dominating in UI. And that's why all the benchmarks do put Claude Opus 4.7 at the top, is that people like UI, people see UI, right? And they can easily visually say, okay, this is way better. But there's a lot of benchmarks where, like, hey, OpenAI, GPT 5.5, they do a lot better in these different key areas. All right, so this is the lava lamp test. I just made this post. You guys can go check it out here. If you guys have X, I'm gonna drop this in Twitch as well. How do I make 40K in like 2 days? Launch of Bird Space 3. Things went up quite a bit. Okay. Let me see where we're at with the DGX Sparks. Like I said, hey, that was obviously just gonna be, so we're waiting for the download here. We're still waiting for the VLLM to finish pulling. Yeah, so VLLM is what I'm going to use on the DGX Sparks. Cubic said, I don't know anything about this stuff. From where should I start learning this stuff? First of all, you just got to get a subscription to like OpenAI or Claude and just start building things. Like just start prompting, start messing around, start building. That's really how you learn. Also, thank you guys for all the support over on Twitch. I am in Twitch chat now. How much time does benchmarking take? It takes a decent amount of time. Like, if we go to, there's 7 benchmarks that we have right now. And, like, if you look at it, it's still running the Quen 3.6 max benchmark. Great work. I now want you to run npm run build and fix any build errors. Okay, it looks like this is now going to work. So let's pull this up. So this is the, hold on, let's launch another one here. Let's just launch 4. Let's just launch this one. Hello there, Bridge. I want you to launch 4 more Codex agents in this workspace. Code completions isn't really great though. Sativa Stream said with Gemini Code Assist, you get 180,000 completions a day. But who uses code completions anymore? Does anybody in the chat use code completions? What do you see in the screenshot? Chris, thank you, man. Chris said he liked both my X posts. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Do you have any technical skills, or are you a pure vibe coder? So first of all, I do only vibe code, but I do have a lot of technical skills. Before I started vibe coding, I was pretty much just self-taught. I didn't use AI. I coded manually, just like everybody else. But then I did see that, hey, obviously, the future of software development is going to be AI-driven software development. So I kind of went all in on that, and it's worked out pretty well since. Okay. So I'm gonna have 404 here. Now I am getting this 404 error. What is causing this? I want you to do a deep dive on the copy and the content inside of the website. Note that we want to make sure that we are writing clear and concise copy that is brandable and has keywords. Would you do a complete deep dive, launch 5 agents to help you do this deep dive, and come back to me with a complete report on where we can make improvements in the site to make things more understandable and more clear, and also integrate better SEO best practices with keywords. Okay, so this one says, what's happening? Oh, got it, okay. Let's just pass in. I just want you to go and hard code this vision model, hard code it to something. And I want you, before you do that, I want you to actually review the official XAI docs. Okay, so this is actually a really good question. Reggie said, how do you fund your stream in early days to burning AI tokens till you reach the ROI? Yeah, so I mean, you do have to some extent take a risk on yourself. I think that, like, hey, if you're the type of person that just, like, you know, it's hard for you to take risks. I think it's going to be hard. Like, there is a risk and reward, right? So early on in my journey, I saw that BridgeMind had potential. So I invested $30,000 into the business, right? You don't have to invest $30,000 in the business. And one thing that I want to elaborate on is that I didn't spend that $30,000. That $30,000 was the amount of money that I was willing to invest in myself and lose in the business. I said, you know what? I'm going to go all in on this. I'm going to put $30,000 in the business. I'm going to just burn until it's gone. And when it's gone, I'll look for investors or I'll maybe like figure out where I'm at and decide something else to do. I don't know, right? I just knew, hey, I'm going to put 30,000 in and I'm going to go all in, do nothing else except BridgeMind, right? And that ended up paying off. But the burn actually wasn't too bad. I was burning about like $3,000 a month until it started to like really take off. I mean, like I said, if we pull up the Stripe dashboard, you know, in the last 4 weeks, I've made $23,000 just from Stripe subscriptions, right? So that pays off. So check this out, chat. So we're at 23,677. We did break 12,000 MRR today, so we're at 12,034. Not bad. Why did I need 30K? It was just a psychological thing, to be honest with you. Is Grok that bad? Everyone seems to ignore it for coding and seems like no one is taking it seriously. That'll change. People will take Grok seriously. Grok is actually really, really good. It has no visibility, but that'll change, like 100%, no doubt about it. I think Grok 5 will probably turn everything around for them. Okay, let's test this out. So now I should be able to upload this. We did use a vision model, so we're using Grok 4.2 reasoning for vision now. So let's go over to Bridge here. Let's do a screenshot and ask him what he can see. What can you see in the image? What's up, Super Combo Gamer? Nice.
4 Claude.
Nice. Looks like it froze up. You see that? For some reason it froze. Do you like Claude Code more than Open Code? Yes, 100%. Yeah. A lot more. Ratch said, what's your exact dev setup right now? Curious about your hardware, OS, and software stack you use to orchestrate your AI and projects. Yeah, so I'm going to make a video on that this week. A lot of people have been asking for that, so I am going to make a video on it this week. Also, guys, VLM is now downloaded, so we can move forward. Just so everybody knows, this is like a side quest we have going on today. We've connected 2 DGX Sparks here. We got them connected. You guys can see this is the connection cable here, and we have everything set up. And now we just need to install GLM 5.1. Get them running. All right, these are running this. That looks good. Okay, what is the next step? Let's go over to ChatGPT. Okay, great work. It's now downloaded on both. What is next? A little side quest today. How you know how many agents to spawn for each request? You kind of get the hang of it after a certain amount of time. Okay. Okay, so you start one of them in head mode and then one of them in worker node. So head node and worker node. Does anybody know what that is? Your application running on port 8265 is now available. Hold on here, chat. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, is this VLM? Hold on, let me make sure this is private. Okay, I think it is. Okay. So do you guys see this? Is this VLM or what even is this? You guys see this? This is my first. This is the first thing I'm doing, so I don't even know what this is. Is this VLM? Ray dashboard? Chat, who in the chat knows what this even is? I don't know what this is. Okay, it says open a new terminal, and I want to see both of them running. What would I do if AI does not exist? I would be in a totally different scenario in my life if AI didn't exist, that's for sure. Okay. Let's go over here. Would you make it so that I can send multiple prompts at a time to Bridge? Right now, while I'm waiting for Bridge to respond, it literally won't let me send another prompt. Make it so I can queue a prompt. The only Prometheus I know is the basis. It's Prometheus? There is no footer. Darius, welcome. Let's go. Darius, I pretty much stream like every day. I work every day. Honestly, guys, like I'll be honest, like I just stream whenever I feel like it. I grind, I work every day. Sometimes I need to work off stream. Sometimes I'm up for a stream. I stream whenever I can. So pretty much every day if I can get to it. Okay. Okay, Ray Head is what that is. Gray Head and Worker are both running. So it says find the container name. This is complicated. Okay. Yes, I want you to proceed. Okay, so how do I run GLM 5.1 on these things now? That's what the goal is. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, chat. All right. We did it. We did it. All right, you guys can see this now. Okay, we did it. I've just been working with ChatGPT. I'm going to be honest. I didn't really learn a whole lot. I just used ChatGPT to get me through this process. But we finally done it. We have finally done it. So it says that you now have 2 active Ray nodes, 2 total GPUs, 223 gigabytes cluster of memory, and 19.5, what even is that? Wait, GIB, that's gigabytes, right? GIB object store memory, okay? So that's sick. So we finally have done it. Let's see, how do I... Okay, great work. How can I run GLM 5.1 locally on this? I want GLM 5.1. Okay, so we're going to be able to run a quantized version. Okay, I now want you to search the internet and find the quantized version of GLM 5.1. Find the best version of it, the most powerful version of it that I will be able to run on this machine, and help me with the commands to download it properly. All right. All right, let's go, chat. Let's go. All right, perfect timing, too. All right, let's check this out. Okay, give me the perfect commands to run for this, to download it. All right, so we're going to download GLM 5.1 and get it running on this cluster. I don't have a degree because I think I dropped out. It's worthless. I literally have seven credit hours left on the degree. What should I build to make money? It just depends. I think you got to build something that you're passionate about, Sophia. Sophia over on Twitch said, what should I build to make money? I think you just got to do what you're passionate about and you'll be able to do it. You can't run it fast, GLM 5.1 for your knowledge. Okay, good to know. Okay. Okay, it wants me to check disk space first. I'm sure I have plenty of disk space. Okay. Okay, I have 3.1 terabytes, so I think I'm good. That is insane. Jeez. 3.1, actually, well, total it's 3.7. Okay, so this machine can easily store the GLM 5.1 quantized download. Okay. That is insane. All right, yeah. Okay, perfect. I now want you to give me the commands to enter to get this downloaded, installed, and loaded on the GPU. All right, we're gonna get this downloaded and loaded. Yeah, 7 credits and I dropped because it's pretty much, I think that college in 2026 is not worth it. Like, I think that as long as you have good work ethic, you don't have anything else that you need to worry about. All right, we're downloading this. Looks good. All right, this is now done. Okay, let's go over here. All right, these are all done working. I have to do a huge push before the end of the stream, but we're trying to get these DGX Sparks now hooked up. We're on the last step here. All right, let's bust out a 30 bomb, chat. Let's go. Let's hit a 30 bomb. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Would I get a third DGX Spark soon? It just depends, because the first one, it really did not, like, one DGX Spark is not going to cut it if you're trying to run, like, I don't know. We'll try some local models today. We'll see where we're at with some local models. Yeah, we're going to keep going, chat. Yes, I want you to proceed. What is the current status of this benchmark? Okay. Hello there, Bridge. How are you? Oh, nice. So there's that queued. Sometimes they can get stuck. Do you see how they got stuck? See this, how it got stuck here? It is possible for Bridge to get stuck. Would you review what happened here? I uploaded an image and then it got stuck and then it just says Bridge is busy. We need a way, first of all, to get out of this. There needs to be a way to refresh the conversation with Bridge in a workspace. So fix this and then fix the underlying issue that even caused it to stall out like it did. Okay, so it's all working right now. So speed-wise, Quen 3.6 max. Speed, you can already see it here, 69.8 tokens per second. That's actually not good. Thank you. Shout out to Mute the App, by the way. Try Quen 3.6 27B. It's really good compared to Opus 4.5. Okay, we'll definitely try that out. Okay, I have to run this on the Spark. Hold on here. Let me, okay, I'm getting Hugging Face downloaded. What would you do if I was new to this and the whole AI world? I would just start building. Literally just start building. Okay. And start Tmux. Perfect. All right, so 2 issues. It's going to resolve these issues that we have with bridge. Okay, open up this one. Okay, great work. Are we ready to deploy the new version? Would you bump the version up? All right, let's get this version of Bridge Voice out, because this one, remember, guys, this is a pretty big deal. Now that we have all this ARR, we are going to have to test it on the Windows machine, okay? And we need to deploy it, and then we'll get it. Okay. It's going to bump the version. Okay, somebody said, if I start vibe coding today, am I late? I have no knowledge of it. I don't think that you're, like, too late. You know, here's the thing. You're always going to be late to something. It's very rare that you're, like... Whenever you're starting something new, it can be a little bit, like, kind of just intimidating, right? But just don't let it be intimidating. Just get started. And I want you to review the GitHub action workflow and note that it literally takes like 35 minutes for all of the runs to go through. Particularly the Windows run is taking exceptionally long. Would you identify why this is happening and then think through how we could potentially make it faster so that we could deploy faster? Do I have access to Mythos? Yeah. Yeah, I've got access to Mythos. Oh wait, hold on guys, I'm getting a call. Oh shoot. Okay. Oh. Oh no. All right, hold on, guys. I gotta take this. I gotta take this. Hold on. I'll be back. Hello, this is Matthew. Yeah, hey Dario. Yeah, you're watching the stream? No. I didn't tell them that I have access to Mythos. What? No, I didn't. No, I didn't say that. No, I did not tell them that I have access to Mythos. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I was just hacking last night with it, so I mean, I appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, as long as you keep feeding me the money, I won't tell them that I have access, but you know, just keep me updated, keep the money flowing, keep the racks flowing, and we'll be good. But yeah, I mean, at least another 250 racks to keep me quiet. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I literally hacked into your Ring doorbell. Yeah, I saw you come home last night. Oh wait, no, I'm just kidding. All right, yeah, I'll talk to you after the stream. Yep, talk to you later. See you, Dario. All right, what's up, guys? I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was my grandma calling. You know, she's actually she's at the doctor's right now. She's got like this like fungus. I don't know what's up, but yeah, I don't know. Okay. All right, so I think that this one's good. Okay, would you help me proceed with the time savings, but just make sure that we don't break any of the pipeline functionality? Okay, all right, so check this out, chat. Let's go. Did this one fix over here? Is this one done yet? All right, this one says that it's done. Let's refresh this over here. Also, is this editor fixed? Let's go over here. Let's see app.json. I mean, yeah, it says that it fixed. All right. Okay, quick status check on this benchmark. Okay, quick status check on this benchmark. All right, who's ready to test some local models on the DGX? You guys want to see this, what is it, Qwen 3.6 27B, right? All right, let's get this downloaded. I want to get this model downloaded on this machine. Help me get it installed. All right, so we're going to test out. Everybody's talking about this Qwen 3.6 model. If you guys have seen this model, everybody's talking about it. Qwen 3.6 27B, 27 billion parameter model that scores incredibly well on benchmark. So we're going to put it to the test. Insane, literally 55.6 gigabytes, so not too bad. But I'm downloading it right now, and we're going to test it. I do have the DGX stack now set up. We'll just call this the bridge stack. Bridge NVIDIA. But yeah, I mean, these are, it took like, how long have we been streaming? Like a little bit over 3 hours, but that's not too bad, because I was vibe coding along the way. But we do now have these connected via this connection cable, and now it's like 213 gigabytes of memory shared, which is insane. That is an insane machine. So really excited about that. Looks like we have the Qwen 3.6 benchmark still progressing. Do I prefer Opus 4.7 over GPT 5.5? So I am actually waiting. I'm going to have a video out tomorrow, GPT 5.5 versus Claude Opus 4.7. I did wait to make a review video about GPT 5.5, and the reason for it is that I didn't want to just be like a hype person. It takes a while to get a good feel for the models, and I've been using GPT 5.5 in my workflow now for a bit. And you know, we have benchmarks now. We have, it's been a couple days, and now I'm able to provide like an actual accurate you know, conclusion about the model and my thoughts, rather than just hype. You know, it's just so annoying. Nobody likes that. Do I prefer GPT 5.5 over Mythos? I don't have access to Mythos. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you benchmark 5.5 Pro? I can. Yeah, it'd be expensive. I should do that, though. Hold on, let me do that, honestly. I don't know how much it's going to cost. It's going to be expensive, but I'll take one for the team. Let's do it. Why not? This is the open router model that I would like to put through the BridgeBench V2 benchmark. Would you launch subagents putting it through each of the benchmarks in BridgeBench V2? Okay, open router. So we're gonna do this via open router here. All right, so this is, we're gonna test this. So anybody that doesn't know, so GPT 5.5 Pro, $30 per million on the input, $180 per million on the output. So I'm about to spend a check for you guys, but we'll benchmark it anyway. Okay, here, let's move the desk down for a bit. Bridgemind does not have a 7-day free trial, no. Yeah, I don't think free trials, just like from a SaaS perspective, just so you guys know, like if you guys are trying to decide, hey, should I put a free trial in my product or not? I would not suggest free trials. It actually, doing free trials introduces like a whole variety of issues that you may not have had if you just didn't do a free trial. Like you'll have people that are using like bad cards that, you know, the charge goes through when they start the free trial, but then when they go to actually, you know, bill them, they don't have any money in their account, right? So there's like stuff like that. All right, let's do a quick MRR check. So last time we checked, we were at 12,021. Let's see where we're at right now. Right now, we made it to, let's see here, 12,034. Let's go. I think we're gonna have to get like, we're gonna have to get bridge code released. We're gonna have to like, I'm kind of like getting my feet on the ground after this big uptick. You know, it's gonna take a lot of work to kind of get, you know, bugs sorted out and whatnot, and you know, there's plenty of stuff to sort through. Okay, hold on here. I need you to launch 5 deep dive agents to review this request, and note that we need to fix this issue immediately. I need you to launch these agents and pinpoint exactly what is causing this. All right. Okay, there's a feature request here that I want to look at. So this is from Yes Man. He said it would be nice to be able to essentially label terminals in bridge space view, and that the Claude instances or whatever model you are using can use this name, or what Jarvis can use this feature and label them visually so you can see what they are assigned to do. Like, for example, I had 6 terminals of the, open. One of them was working on UI. I didn't pay attention and tabbed out to do other work stuff. When I came back, I didn't know which one was assigned to work on the UI stuff for the project I was working on. In this very instance, it would be nice to have Jarvis to be able to label the instance that I was working on. Okay, so this is actually a really good... Oh, I'm gonna let this guy know. So yeah, so basically what he's asking, he's like, hey, it would be nice to, so that these were able to have titles, right? And they actually do titles. If you guys look at this, so this one says UI bench resume, build errors fix, benchmark status check, bridge bench v2 benchmark, bridge space crash investigation, bridge mine session. So let's hold on here. I need you to open 3 more Claude Code agents. So we're going to open 3 more Claude Code agents, okay?
3 more Claudes up.
Okay. And then let's drop this guy's thing in. I need you to do an in-depth review of this. And note that it seems that our title functionality inside of bridge space needs to be refined. Okay, look at this. This is actually really interesting, guys. Did you guys see that? I literally just opened up these new terminals and it cleared. Review all functionality in both the bridge space front end as well as the BridgeMine API backend associated with terminal titles and setting terminal titles. Make it so that the bridge agent is able to set terminal titles, and the terminals themselves should also be able to set terminal titles, and users should be able to manually set terminal titles. And terminal titles, we need to make sure that we actually maintain their state. For example, I just opened some additional agents and all of a sudden the terminal titles got cleared. So that issue needs to be fixed. Would you launch 3 deep dive agents and review all functionality associated with this and create a structured plan of how we could improve this functionality, fix the bugs, and take this functionality to the next level? Okay. All right, I'm going to do an ultra think, and I'm also going to do bridge space Tari, and I'm also going to do the BridgeMine API, and then we'll do that. So that's going to launch some sub-agents. Okay, so somebody said, what editor is this? So this is bridge space. So this actually is the product that we're working on. Okay. Okay. Chris Luttrell said, I would agree with that request. I was thinking for asking for titles. I do that on my manual terminals. 100%, yeah. So the issue that I have, though, is like, you guys see the state of the terminal titles just like got cleared? That is not good. I don't like that. Also, we need to make sure that this gets deployed. What was it? It was this one. Okay, yes, great work. I'm ready for you to tag and push this version. Make sure that you commit all local changes. All right, so we also are going to deploy 2.2.23. I may take you guys downstairs. Let's actually, I may not need to take you guys downstairs. I may just be able to download this on this Windows machine here and test it. This is the Windows machine I'm going to use to test. Am I on the 20x plan? Also, I'm new here. What exactly is the app? So you're looking at it. Go check out bridgeline.ai. Thank you, Mute the app. I appreciate it. All right, so let's download Bridge Voice. All right, download for Windows. I mean, I think that this is the biggest thing is that, like, hey, when you do have a product that is cross-platform, cross-OS, you know, you're going to be dealing with, like, a decent amount of bugs that are very, like, OS dependent. So if you guys have any issues on different operating systems, just make sure you let me know because it's helpful. I am testing on Linux, and I'm also testing on Windows, and I'm also testing on Mac. Mac is going to function the best because that's where I'm testing. So if I have bugs, I immediately fix them on Mac. I am getting an update out for Bridge Voice right now. Okay, here's Bridge Space. All right, so you guys can see this. Yeah, Windows. I mean, I'm definitely a Mac guy myself. What the heck? Okay, I can't log in to my... Oh, actually, no, I do have an account. Mike said, what problem with Windows? Just like... There's like different nuances on Windows that I'm not getting on Mac. The biggest one is with the hotkeys not working with Bridge Voice. But the thing is that this one that just deployed it, would you make sure that this GitHub action workflow is now running? This one should fix it. Is the main thing. This one should fix it. Okay. Okay, yes, okay, it is. All right, let's now launch another window here. And I do want to pull this up. I'm going to go over here.
Hey, what are we building?
I want you to take a look at this screenshot and describe to me what you see. All right, let's go over here. So let's see if this, I'm pretty sure this works.
It's the Bridge Space Workspace Setup screen on the Layout step. Home folder selected.
Okay, this is the issue. When this is describing agents, it breaks up. We definitely need to fix this. It was this one that was working on it. I want you to note that there's an error, there's a bug when we are submitting images. For some reason, when the voice assistant is then talking back to me, it then pauses randomly through. Would you review the logs here and figure out why it just paused randomly? Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get this version pushed out. I didn't copy. Okay, there we go. Okay, why do I keep getting... Alright, I get the Windows protected screen. Do you guys know this? The Windows protected screen. Now that I'm on this, I don't know why I'm getting the Smart Screen Defender, because I literally have this signed via Azure, so I don't know why I'm getting that. Yes, I want you to proceed. Okay, so just so you guys know, quick update. So I do have... I'm downloading Qwen 3.627b, and I'm also downloading GLM 5.1. But GLM 5.1, the quantized version, is 205.5 gigabytes, okay? And then the Qwen 36B is 27. It's, well, you know, it's 55.6 gigabytes, okay? So it's going to take a bit for those to run. Windows Defender is not good. Firepunk, what are you trying to say? His name is Bridgeface? Okay. Alright, this looks good. What is the current status? I only spend about $1,000 for AI a month. I think it's less than that now too, since I did cancel my one of my Claude Max subscriptions today. Okay. All right, they're all in progress, so this is deploying good. Yeah, it would be nice to be able to do a custom name for it. Super Combo just dropped in that leaderboard, yeah. Yeah, so it's very interesting to the leaderboard with this here. Just to see GPT 5.5 do so poorly on Ella Marina again, but aren't people saying that, hey, like, you have to give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt because Ella Marina is mostly UI based, I'm pretty sure. So people are basically saying, hey, it's UI, it's not, you know, like, of course it's like that. I mean, what do you guys think about this? Okay, Super Combo said change it from overall to React. All right, let's check it out. So React, I mean, isn't it, oh, is it literally just the same exact thing? It's literally like the same thing. Overall, I don't see any differences. Do you guys? It's the same thing. Oh, I guess Quen 2.6 goes, or Kimmy K 2.6 goes up a little bit. HTML. Yeah. All right, let's see if, is this one done yet? Okay, sync results. Okay, so it looks like Quen 3.6 Max has been benchmarked. We do have, this is what, is this Pro, right? Yeah. So Pro is currently running as well. I may literally have to tap up my OpenRouter credits because ChatGPT Pro 5.5 Pro is going to cost a ton of money. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm already in the negative. Wow. I should have done that and known that. Dang it. Oh, that stinks. So 5.5 Pro cost $25 just to put it partly through this. All right, I just put like $50 in my account. Okay, I want you to check again. I did just do a credits top up, so make sure that they begin again. That's insane. So 5.5 Pro just exhausted all of my OpenRouter credits. So I was using OpenRouter, right? And I had $25 in my account. In 5.5 Pro, it's so expensive that it just, boom, went right through it. NVIDIA stock just hit an all-time high, Mute the App said. Wow. Yeah, we'll see. Quen 3.6. I mean, guys, Quen 3.6, it's a very interesting model. I wouldn't, I mean, this is the max version. That plus does very well, and then we're testing max right now as well. So it'll be very interesting to see max too. It's being benchmarked right here. So this is almost done. Let's check if we fix that bug with Bridge here. All right, let's go over here, test this. Hello there.
Hey, workspace is empty. What are we building?
What can you see? All right, and remember, it was just kind of pausing through it. So that was just a bug that we want to get fixed for sure. So how much did benchmarking
It's
it cost?
the Bridge Space Workspace Setup screen.
Hold on here.
Step 2, Layout. One terminal selected, working folder set to your home dir. Presets like Bridge Mind below. Next step is adding agents. Want me to launch one?
Okay, no, perfect. I want you to do a deep dive with 3 deep dive agents and review the harness of the Bridge voice agent that's inside of Bridge Space Tari. Would you identify how we could make this a better agent that's able to be an orchestrator of the terminals and be able to write better system prompts and have better code base understanding and context understanding and awareness, write better system prompts? And also, it would be great if, while we were using Bridge, if it would be able to create task lists and we would be able to see the tasks and the task would be able to be updated. Like if we're doing tasks and we're creating plans and stuff, Bridge should be able to show us the task list that's currently being worked on. Would you review this and think through how we could potentially build this and create a structured implementation for this that would build this new functionality without breaking the existing functionality? Okay, the current issue with, hold on, I do want to drop in Bridge Space Tari for this. Okay, so somebody said the current issue with Windows Defender is that sometimes the certificate, the signs gets messed up. So ask if why is that a reason? This is a major issue because people will think it's a virus. Yeah, I agree. I have it signed with Azure, so I don't know why we're getting that. What is the current status check? Yeah, we're going really fast, Spinach. Yep. Hold on here. Take these off for a second. Hold on. Okay. So it looks like just the Windows and the Linux is left. If you guys see this instance, this is the last one that's left. So just Windows and just Linux are remaining. Yeah, I want to figure out why that's happening for sure. Okay. Why is this one taking so long? Yes, I want you to proceed. It's a big thunderstorm in my area right now, guys. Okay, let's test the title functionality here. Hello there. Would you do a review of the BridgeMind API? Okay. So do you guys see how this all of a sudden switched to review BridgeMind API? So let's pause this. Can I rename this? Like, I want to be able to click on this up here, and I want to just be able to rename it. Double click to rename. Okay. Okay. I think that... Okay, double click to rename. Okay, great work. Is this working for Codex? I think this is another thing we need to check is this working for Codex? Let's launch another one, right? And then would you do an in-depth review of the BridgeMind API? I think it may only be working for Claude. Okay, hold on. We just got a bunch of... Codex is not working right now or something? I don't know. Okay. Exit out of this. Okay. Would you make it easier for users to know how to rename chats? Right now, you can do the double click, but that is not the easiest thing to find. We need to make it easier for users to see this and know how to do it. I don't know what the best approach for this would be, but figure out how to do it and implement the update accordingly. All right, let's hit a 30 bomb, guys. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. All right, let's check status here. Would you check the status of this job? I've got 2 Claude Max subscriptions. I don't know. All right, so this one, we'll see what this one does. What? Okay, each bench rate. Okay. Geez, I mean, ChatGPT Pro, it's so expensive. I mean, let's even check this now. So I did just run this, right? But now when I see, I just did a top up. Wow, ChatGPT 5.5 Pro absolutely eats credits. I mean, this thing eats credits so fast. Obviously, it's GPT 5.5 Pro, but still. What is the current status of the download? What is the current status of the download? right, let's see what this came up with. Oh, yikes. That does not look good. I want you to use the front-end design skill and improve the styling of the headers of the terminals, because what you did does not look great. Let's redesign this. What is the current status of this? I mean, it's just so many tokens, right? So I did just buy like another, I bought $45 in credits. It immediately depleted $25, and then it put me in the negative. So we'll see where it goes. Do you have an app that tracks your push-ups? It doesn't seem visible within bridge space, nor do you seem to be running any agent to track that. I don't know how many push-ups I've hit. I have no idea. Probably like 300 at least. Yeah, you just need to do 100%. Matey said, I'm new to the stream. Did you have any engineering programming experience before the start of this journey? Yeah, so I did. I had about 6 months of basically, like, if you look it up behind me, I read all those textbooks, and I also have hundreds of certifications on Codecademy, so that's how I started. And then once I got into it, I started using AI more because I saw that was the future, and it, you know, more and more. Okay, OpenAI crowds were okay. Okay, I now have topped up credits. Would you now resume those benchmarks? Okay, let's go check up this here. Do a check up on the status of the release. All right, so new version of Bridge Voice about to release, chat. Okay. Okay, perfect. So about 3 more minutes. Yes, I want you to proceed. Thank you, KK. I appreciate that. All right, wait. I want you to use the BridgeMind MCP and tell me what projects I have. Okay, I think that I do. Hold on, I want to check something real quick, chat. Okay. Phase 1 going here. I don't think that I have this connected right now. Okay, yeah, I don't have it connected. Bartlow, what's up? Honestly, chat, I'm most interested to see if we can get the Bridge Voice working consistently on Windows is our biggest, honestly, that's our biggest thing that we want to do and cover. I think the release is about to be done, so we're about to test this. Also, just a recap on this. So these are connected, chat. Ooh, I almost dropped them. Would have been a costly mistake. But these are connected now. Tomorrow, I'll have these fully connected. But we connected them during the stream through this cable. And now they're sharing memory. So we'll be able to run much more capable models. And tomorrow's, we'll be able to actually test these. Because right now I'm downloading models and it takes some time to get them downloaded. But it's going to be very interesting to actually get those tested. because yeah, I mean, the bigger models that you can run, the more capable they are. You know, right now running very small models locally, which aren't that great, right? But I think they'll be able to run a lot better models locally. Okay, let's see what this one was able to do here. Quick test, and we can now rename these. Do you guys see this? All right, so you rename this. I want you to review the terminals and tell me what they're.
5 agents up in BridgeMind, 4 Claudes and 1 Codex, all running. No titles yet. First,
I need
Claude's
you to make
active.
sure
Want me to
that
label them or check what's on screen?
the bridge agent is able to actually see the titles of the terminals and to refer to them by name. Review the harness of the bridge agent and make sure it has a tool or the functionality to be able to actually see the titles of the terminals. Okay, so Langy said, should I still try to sell AI websites, or is there a way to make money with Claude? Is that what you're doing right now? You're just trying to build websites and then sell them? Is that the main thing that you're doing? What do I think of distilled models? I've never tried I've never tried something like GLN 5.1 distilled. Oh, are you talking about like, okay, sorry, I was thinking about quantized. Distilled, I mean, you can definitely tell, right? Like some of these models, right, they do very well on these benchmarks, but then when you're actually using them, they may not be reliable. They may, you know, it depends, right? But I'm not a big fan of like Chinese models personally. They're not very reliable. If you've used consistently like Claude Opus 4.7, it's hard to use anything else, I think. Okay, the debugging bench is done. Wow. So that's actually insane. Just because you're using more compute doesn't necessarily mean that the model is going to be better. Like, literally look at this. We were running this on the debugging benchmark, and that can't be right. That can't be right. Review the debugging benchmark. Was there a bug or an error while it was running? That doesn't seem right that it performed that poorly. It performed very poorly on the debugging benchmark, so I just want to make sure that was right. Yeah, I'm using GPT, but honestly, Claude Opus 4.7 is doing a pretty good job for me right now. All right. Okay, status check. Okay, Linux done. Windows should be done here, so we'll be able to test this here in a minute. Still in progress. Oh my gosh. Okay. Man. Okay. All right, guys, I do feel like I'm working on like a bunch of like grunt work right now. So I'm going to end the stream here just because I've got like all this like tedious work that I feel like I'm doing. So I did in this stream, all right, we did get these set up. And in tomorrow's stream, we're actually going to be using them. It's just that, hey, we got it all set up. We have it connected. It's working. It's perfect. We now need to download the models, and that takes some time. I've got so much work to do just to kind of like give you guys a quick rundown of like, let's pull up the Stripe dashboard just for a quick summary before I head out. So here is what the Stripe dashboard looks like for me, okay? I'm pulling it up. Okay, so here's the Stripe dashboard, okay? So today so far, $986. Let's go over to this and see Where's MRR at? So MRR did break 12,000. So MRR did break 12,000 while you're on stream. We now have 430 active subscribers, but I've got so much work to do off stream related to customer service, related to getting this Hermes agent set up, and I've just got a bunch of tedious work. So I'll be back tomorrow. I do have a video coming out tomorrow, GPT 5.5 versus Opus 4.7. This is going to be like a really cool video just because finally I'll be kind of talking about, hey, which model should you guys be using? But with that being said, I'm going to end the stream here. I've got a bunch of work to do that I need to do off stream, so I'm going to take the time now to deal with that. But thank you guys for showing up. I'll be back tomorrow. If you guys haven't already joined the Discord community, BridgeMind is the home of the vibe coding movement, so if you haven't already joined, make sure you do so. We made a lot of progress. We got these hooked up. We knocked out some bugs. I have a Bridge Voice update deploying now. Make sure you update to 2.2.23. It'll be out in about 15 minutes. And I'll be testing that off stream. I'll give you guys an update on that tomorrow. But with that being said, guys, I will see you guys in the future.